Three.
Hooray, boys and girls.
2. 1.
Since Species.
G'day invaders! How you guys doing? Welcome to Sid Spaces, and we are going to be playing Pinball Effects Free. Welcome in on the chat, Sauce Bottle himself, Emerald Rangers. G'day, g'day. That reminds me, I've got to do a new voiceover for you. I'll get that added to my to-do task list. Not the PM. And does it count the Spaces Bot as another? Hungover and just turned 33. Oh no! Oh no. Oh shit. I hit the wrong button. Ah! Give me a sec while I fix stuff up. I hit the panic button. I knew I shouldn't have put the panic button there. I'm off to a great start. All right, chat setting. So awkward. All right. I think I changed it to... Oh, no, it should be fine. Enabled 10 minutes of followers only mode for this room. I don't know how to fix that. I accidentally hit the wrong button, so this is all my fault. How do I turn off followers only? If you've got access mod, if you can get in there and I think I fixed it. And you disabled the slow room. Okay. Thank you, Emerald Rangers. Yeah, I couldn't get to the sound effect, which is that one. That's the first time I've missed it in ages. So what the technical difficulty was besides me hitting wrong buttons and causing all sorts of chaos in the chat. Discord. I'm trying to open up Discord to allow Emerald Rangers to join on in if he wants, but I couldn't. Yeah, it's all fixed now. So, but it wouldn't allow me to get Discord open because I've got the super ultra wide screen, and during the streams I have to half my screen, so I have the game on the right and the PC on the left. But Discord is over on the right side, and it won't let me get my mouse to move it over to this part. Stupid. I know it's too technical to explain why it does it. I know why it does it. Discord basically doesn't follow the strict rules of the window conforms of Windows 11. Basically, Discord just does whatever the hell it wants. And I can't... Thank you. There was a way of getting it. Does anyone know the shortcut on how to grab a screen and move it? There is a shortcut to do it. I'll join, but yeah, I can't get it open. I can't get the Discord room open because it won't allow me access to the window. I know it's open. Give me a sec. I'm going to do something on the fly here. One moment. But as I'm sorting out my crap, how you guys doing? That should fix it now. No. Right. Waiting for my screen to kick back the way it's supposed to. There we go. And the Two Dogs room is now officially open. Camera's turned on. Oh, what a nightmare of a start to a stream. Wait. Shift, right click the taskbar. I don't think that works. And now it's not, see, Windows 11 is a little jank, right? I know that Discord is running, but when you minimize it, it shows that it's no longer running, which is not the correct behavior. It's also showing that Streamlabs is not running when I know it's running. Windows 11 is a little bit hit and miss, I find. Anyway, this is not IT support stream. This is supposed to be pinball effects. Now, some housekeeping. I'm home alone. My wifey has gone overseas to China for the first time. And I just realized we've got no music. Let me get that sorted. Well, not for the first time. I mean, she's gone over to China by herself for the first time in ages without me. Normally, I go with her, but this time wasn't to be the case. So I'm home alone, minding the cats. That's my role. And I'm just trying to get you guys to be able to hear you can hear the music. Cool. Yeah, so then two guys start to break in. What? Okay, yeah. Okay. A little bit of a admission. I've never seen Home Alone. I've never seen E.T. There's a few of these so-called classic movies that I've just never felt the urge to just get out there and watch. But yeah, Home Alone is one of those movies. I've never watched Home Alone. Well, I know it's a Home Alone reference. I got it. One day. I just don't feel like it's going to be something that I will like as an adult compared to if I was a kid in the was it 80s? Yeah, it was an 80s movie. I think it would just not hit the same notes. Now we're going to work out what we're going to play. I actually don't know what we should play.
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone say hello to Retro Kaiser. And I just realized I better get into this other screen here for a second as I do something.
Oh no.
How you been? Older. We gotta see what clip it brings up for you.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. I just cleared out the place last night. The other day. I can do something really dirty here.
Dak Jackson Daxter?
Ukulele.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh
my gosh.
Stop and twitch.
That's just rude.
No.
I got a problem with ukulele.
Oh no.
No. My problem is, I get that they're trying to tap into that nostalgia for the first game. For Banjo-Kazooie, but they just followed it too much.
There's a reason for that. It was originally a Banjo-Kazooie game, but they had to reskin it.
What the fuck is wrong with Microsoft? Excuse my French, but come on. That was a shoo-in. I knew maybe they just, I don't know what, they've done nothing with that IP, except nuts and bolts, and we all know how that went.
Ugh, there was a
And they've
kick
done
in the
nothing
pinball
with that.
stuff.
They've done nothing with Banjo-Kazooie at all. Like, not like, oh, they haven't done much. No, they've just done nothing. One title in like 20 years.
And not a very good one at that.
Now there is apparently challenges, I think.
Ooh.
I haven't done the challenges on some of these tables.
Probably for a good reason. Some of these tables aren't that good.
Oh no, they're my favorites. I think this line here is because it doesn't tell you what it is. I think this is the challenge. Oh yeah, matchups.
All I see in the logo is two people hugging, which is something you shouldn't do while playing pinball.
I really miss Pinball Effects 1 because that was the one that gave you the real-time race to 1,000,000 points, and you could actually see the camera of the person you were playing against, and you'll see two graphs showing the scores as you race to a obscene amount of points. And yeah, and the first one to reach that goal wins, and it was really cool.
And
All right,
then
let's see
they
if we
got
can.
the-
Let's see if we can get something decent as far as the score goes.
Anyway, not the Prime Minister says. I have to announce him like he's part of court or something. Here's your defendant. Here's your defendant, not the Prime Minister. I remember entering into a competition of sorts inside a shopping center playing ukulele 2-player mode to win a PS4. I take it he didn't win.
Aw.
That sounded a lot ruder than intended. That was supposed to be a cheeky comment, not a rude comment. But anyway. And he says, "You're right." Ding ding.
Now the volume's not really loud on my end. I don't know if that's just a me problem.
The game sounds fine on my end.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's Bozo in the corner right there.
Oh, I think I know what it is. It's just the volume itself.
And I wouldn't turn that up, not with me on the line.
I probably should change the camera angle. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter. What you can see in the top left is how I'm going to get towards that goal against other people in the community. So this is like a community challenge. What's your favorite pinball table?
Oh, that's a good one. There's been a few good ones over the years. Sadly, all my favorite ones I've really played have all been in the digital eras. So, Safe Cracker's a good one. That's a weird one.
Made it.
You just played it.
No, I just made it to score.
Oh, nice. Safe Cracker's an interesting one because it's not really like a traditional pinball at sorts. It's like the pinball section is like you're trying to bash into things and collect as much money as possible, and you're also trying to collect tokens to play a big giant board game that's in like the big board, like where you normally see like the art that tells you what game it is. That turns into a board game, and the object is to play that until you get to the safe where you earn like a good jackpot.
I'm not hungry.
I've got an idea for this. If we ever make a top loader pinball machine, it needs to be in this style. You need a head in the corner like the Pikachu had on it.
There'd be so many samples of that. It's a shame that pinball machines are so expensive
Oh yeah.
to manufacture.
Like even the cheap, crappy ones are still expensive.
Do you know what would revitalize pinballs? Pinball as a genre? Is that how you say it? Genre?
The genre.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Genre.
And you're gonna laugh because oh god, I'm playing terrible tonight. I'm really not The reflexes are not there tonight.
He's losing.
You're gonna
control
laugh
of
at this
his
because
ball
this
weight,
does
you know.
not sound like an obvious answer. I'm wanting to see if you can guess.
Boob tubers on Twitch.
You are kind of close, but not boob tubers. I'm actually surprised at how close you got.
Oof. Have these machines around strip clubs?
Nah, you're off target now.
Okay.
Okay. Get Mr. Beast to do a table. A Mr. Beast themed table. A PewDiePie themed table. Something. One of these top guys. Mainly Mr. Beast. And put it out there. And make it as a digital table. People would get into it all of a sudden. And they'll discover, holy crap, this pinball thing's actually not that bad.
Either that or there'll be a huge rise in pinball table arson.
Well, no. Mr. Beast is actually quite popular. You know that.
I know.
He's not hated, and the people that do hate him, they're only hating him because they're trying to be edgy and get online clout. They're the kind of people that I instantly unfollow and block that do that. You know, these people that challenged him for releasing that video where he cured, he didn't cure, but he paid for 1,000 people to get their eyes fixed up.
Ah, he did a Fred Hollows, did he?
I thought that was brilliant, considering how expensive it is in America to get that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
done. And he got basically stripped down and criticized for doing it. I'm like, are you kidding? The guy literally paid for 1,000 people to be able to see again. What do you want him to do? They're saying, oh, he should have just paid for it without a video. If he was, I'm sure he would have done that if he wanted to. But he wants the video out of it. That's their point, though, is that they're saying that
it's because of the whole, pardon the pun, spectacle sides of things.
yeah, they're calling it charity porn. I just don't
honestly,
agree.
I can see that. To be honest,
I don't agree.
you don't have to necessarily. I don't agree with that, but I can see why people would be a bit bitchy about it.
Well, they're the ones that have got eyesight. That's another way of looking at it. Right, let's see if we can get this challenge. Why is this table
He
view?
could have done much worse. He could have spent $5 million on fake Pokemon cards.
Well, on his first video that he got sponsored on, the first thing he did was went out and gave it away to a homeless guy.
No.
Now, I mean, yes, that was for views, but I mean, that was his very first. That was his very first sponsor. Like it was for like $50,000 or something big. He could have easily have just ran with that money and not wrote about it.
Here's
I
the
think
thing.
that was
You know, people complain that he gave away stuff for charity.
yeah.
These same people also would have complained if he didn't give away stuff for charity. And I'm sure you know.
No. Here's the thing: they wouldn't. No one would have said anything if he just did what a normal YouTuber would do, and that is bank it. But because he's actually donating, he's getting attention, and people who get attention get criticized, no matter what they're doing. I don't know. I just think that I'm subscribed to, how you doing there, Game Boy Bryant?
G'day, Game Boy Giants.
My
Ladies
point
and
is,
gentlemen, boys and
sorry,
girls,
wait for the announcement.
let's all say hello to the one and only Game Boy Bryant.
We already said hello, Game Boy Bryant, Mr. Spacey's Bot. That announcer didn't have a name. The American.
Absolutely. Unnamed stranger.
Yeah, the British guy, which I got the British announcer, his name is Brian, which is kind of weird.
We got British Brian, Aussie Brian.
So, I'm
We got
I
Game
watched-
Boy Brian. We got American Brian.
I watch YouTube, Mr. Beast's YouTube videos, only because Zen likes them so much, but I ended up getting, I guess you could say, hooked on them as well.
Ah. What a football I just saw fly across the screen.
I don't know what that was. This has got a huge, like, dead zone in the middle. Well, anyway, I've won the challenge and now we're just playing for points. The challenges aren't that hard.
Game Boy Bryant says, did you see Metroid Prime got remastered and released the same day as the Direct? I've got my physical copy
No,
pre-
really? I haven't seen that. Of course I've seen that. It's all you're seeing on the internet now.
and I've got my copy pre-ordered. It's funny because I've got some of my American friends complaining that it's sold out everywhere, but bloody JB Hi-Fi is, you can still get it from there.
I would like to get the collector's edition, but I don't know what the collector's edition's got that's different.
I'm just happy with the standard version.
I'm waiting for the physical release before I get it. Yeah, I'm the same. 8 million versus 1.7. Sorry, Mr. Inspirson. Whatever the hell. Can't even afford a logo. No, he. The reason why they don't have an avatar is because sometimes I think they cross-reference these scores from other platforms. I'm not sure.
Either that or his avatar still needs to be unlocked. He looks like a
Maybe.
secret character.
So with pinball, I'll just swap over to another camera view. With Pinball Effects free, there's going to be a new Pinball Effects game anytime soon coming out to consoles. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe you can help me with looking this up. I think it's subscription based. I don't think you can actually buy the tables like you could in the past, which is kind of annoying because I just want to buy the table and that's it, be done with it. And someone's complaining, I saw online, can you bring all your old tables and move it over to Pinball FX? We'll call it Pinball FX 4, even though it's just Pinball FX. Can you bring it over to the new one? And the answer is no. And so he replies, well, that's kind of dumb. You guys are just after more money. And I'm like, dude, if you've already owned all the tables, if you've already bought all the tables for Pinball FX free, they're not going to disappear. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. I've still got my Zen Pinball 2 tables on my Vita.
However, with licensing being the way it is, if something was to happen to that Williams deal, yeah, you would want a kind of physical version, wouldn't you? Just to ensure that you don't lose the table, like what happened to Pinball Arcade.
There was
a massive grab. There was a massive grab there for those tables towards the last minute because people who, when they finally realised what was happening, quickly ran onto the stores to buy up as many as they could. People fail to grasp stuff like that. Yeah, so in this case, the new Pinball Effects game, I'm kind of lukewarm on not, you know, I'm not excited for it, but I'm interested. Whereas if it was just a new Pinball Effects game, same setup where you just buy the tables now with better physics or something like that, I would have been super excited. But given that they're moving to a subscription-based service, I think, again, Emerald Rangers, are you looking that up for me?
Oh, no, I am not.
Can you find out?
Yes, I can.
Because I think it is going to be subscription-based. Anyway, we're going to do Jurassic Park. And I'm going to go after the top.
The thing I'm finding weird about this one is they're just sticking with the name Pinball Effects
I hate
across
it.
everything now, because it used to have different names on different systems, like Pinball Effects for the Microsoft things. On Sony, it was known as Zen Pinball.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they moved away from Zen. Sorry, Zen. Nothing towards Zen. But Zen was always the older one. All right.
Welcome.
Trying to find
Jurassic Park.
Infinel. Every time I load up the website, just get some
Land
woman
the
dressed up
ball
as
in the
Wednesday.
nest.
Oh, it's because they got the Adams Family table coming.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Oh, shit. I changed views on the fly.
Ooh, they got Indiana Jones coming.
Yeah. So, I get it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the right camera angle. I get it that they got to do this to pay for the licensings. But I'd rather just own the table and call it a day.
Yep. I really can't find information about it being subscription based or not.
By the way, changing the topic to something a little more nerdy.
Oh no. Well,
Do you know
yeah.
that there is a search war happening very soon, a search engine war. Google is under threat. They lost like several $billions worth of value on their shares, or Alphabet, when they had to respond to Microsoft announcing a new Bing engine. And everyone was like, okay, well, Google, what are you going to do about this? What's your response? And they stuffed the presentation up. And because they stuffed the presentation up, instantly the value of the shares just went. It was so bad. Long and the short of it is that Bing now will use AI chat bots in conjunction with the search engine to help get you the search results you want.
That's a big deal.
That's huge. You'll have to watch it online, the presentation, to see how it affects you looking for something online. Whereas search engines haven't changed for the last 20 years. They've been pretty much the same. You type in search items and it spits up a page of results, and then you got to go, all right, go find what it is in amongst these results. But the AI bot will actually assist you with those results to find which is the more suitable for what you're after.
So essentially, Ask Jeeves has been reborn.
Someone else mentioned that as well. It's like, yeah, this is exactly what Ask Jeeves was meant to be, except they just didn't have the technology back then to do it. It's kind of cool. I'm surprised that that Microsoft didn't rename it Bing to say Clippy or or Cortana. They should have. I think personally they should have renamed it Katana, because she's supposed to be an AI sentient bot, and that's exactly what this is meant to be. So it doesn't. The AI part of it, the chatbot, doesn't actually have a name. It's just in the background. It has a name, but it doesn't get referenced. It's just artificial intelligence Bing. Just call it Katana. Hi, my name is Katana. I'm here to help you. What would you like to search today? How much more marketable that would have been?
True, but maybe people will feel a bit guilty trying to search up porn with Cortana and giving them the results. I'd feel a bit shy about that too.
Oh God. Yeah, I clipped it.
Here is your clown porn, Master Chief.
You usually don't like him that big, Master Chief. Here's some porn based on your previous results. Did you find out if it's paid subscription, by the way, for Pinball FX?
Still searching for it because the official website isn't giving anything. Maybe beyond.
It's amazing. Like, I've had issues with Zen, the company, in the past, where nothing personally, but I just found that the way they do business is a little bit not as upfront as it might need to be. And this is one of those examples where they just don't come out and tell you that, yeah, this is something that you're going to need to be aware of, that it's going to be subscription based. I mean, I think it's been available on Steam for a while, And now it's finally coming to the PC. I mean, to consoles.
Right, I missed that because it was on Steam. Boo.
I just made the target in that little second. Because I got the skill shot. What kind of keyboard do you have?
I am using a pink Playmax mechanical keyboard.
Are they red cherries? Is that what they call it? Do you know what kind of keys they are?
The keys at work, that's all I know.
I'm ready for action.
Oh, here we go. The Pinball Pass is a monthly or yearly
there you
payment
go.
option that lets you access most of the Pinball FX library. As we have previously announced, Pinball Press is designed to be the connective tissue across platforms, allowing players the ability to play Pinball FX on any platform.
Okay, skip all that crap though. Can you buy the tables individually?
That's a good question. I reckon yes, but I reckon some of the tables might be subscription exclusive. That's what I'm getting. Let's see. We apologize for the delay.
Game Boy Brian, we're talking about pinball here. What are you bringing up Kirby's for?
Suppress the flame with a single shot.
Oh, look at that skill shot.
Skill shot. Great
Super
timing.
skill shot.
It's a bit murky, but from the sounds of it, it looks like there's an option to buy the tables individually, or you know, just get a subscription to where you can play all of them for the month.
The sound effects are not coming out loud on my headset. That normally scares the shit out of me, and for some reason, it's just not. I don't know why that is.
Oh wow, I'm just looking at some of the tables that are coming out for the new pinball game. If you don't mind me spoiling.
No, go for it. I want you to just tell me.
This is going to be popular, but there's going to be a My Little Pony pinball table coming.
Shut up. Is there?
Yep.
You can't make that up. I know that.
Trust me, after seeing some of their fan base, I want to block some of it out of my mind, but yeah, there is a My Little Pony table. There's also, this seems odd, this seems incredibly outdated, but there's a World War Z table coming out as well.
Alright.
It's a bit irrelevant.
With the audio difficulties, hang on a sec.
Okay, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a fish.
How's it go?
Anyway, are we back?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get my headset sorted. God damn it. So this is why wired items are better than cordless.
Yes. They don't go flat on you. Oh, although, when you have an angry ex with a pair of scissors, that could mess you up. Not that I'd know. But there's a, here's a pinball table I'm actually looking forward to with the new version. There's going to be a Peanuts one, like as in Charlie Brown.
You said peanuts, didn't you? I'm just checking.
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
There's Peanut Snoopy table. the next pack, the next pack's gonna be DreamWorks based, which is strange, but it could work. Get your hand off my peanuts. But those are going to be a How to Train Your Dragon pinball, Trolls pinball,
Speaking of, okay.
and Kung Fu Panda.
Hang on, I gotta do this. How to? The technical difficulties are just creeping in. Hang on. How to pair Bluetooth headphones Logitech. I can't remember the damn code and the name of this one. The G something or others.
Oh, gee, something, huh? Is it the
Can't
G
remember
hub?
what-
The G spot?
Oh, God.
The G room.
Oh, wait. Is that working again? Talk to me. Say something.
No, leave me alone.
Leave it at that. Press
But
the
look at-
Bluetooth pairing button quickly. I don't know what the Bluetooth pairing button is. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Quick, call the Sega hotline.
And I need glasses.
Is this going to be the big reveal?
I think that's a mute button. Oh, now it's down. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. This is what happens when you rely on tech.
Yes. It can tech you up sometimes. Tech you up sometimes? Yeah, that wasn't a very good line.
Tech you up. I don't want to throw it to the technical difficulty screen because so basically at the moment with the audio set up the way it is, I'm getting a lot of echo. Well, you guys would be getting a lot of echo, so I'm trying to get rid of that.
Echo, echo, echo. That sounds creepy.
I think that worked. And then now I've got to go select the audio. Ay, ay, ay. All right, talk to me. I can't hear you now. It's one thing after another. Hang on. Okay, now? You're talking, but I can't hear it. This is stupid.
Maybe I'm in your house, Game Boy Bryant. Maybe I'm under your floor. Wait, let me do that again. Maybe I am in your house, Game Boy Bryant. Maybe I'm under your floor.
That was dumb.
That was. Ow!
What is this bloody Hey Hey Saturday 2000 and...
I'll go back to the van, Molly. Yow! It's good to have fun with the audience sometimes.
Yeah, that's the big thing about this headset is that if things go wrong, it's hard to get it sorted on the fly.
Yeah. Although it can make for some great entertainment sometimes. Depending
I'm so sorry.
Depends on how much it slows the stream.
No, that's not what I want. Oh, god damn it, this is so shit.
This
Okay,
is what.
back.
This is why I need someone else in the room to play the game while you fix all the stuff up.
I'm going back over to Bluetooth, but then I can't hear you. Oh yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Okay, cool. No, I heard that. Guess what? I can't hear the game though. An emergency backup. Yeah, I get it now. That would be kind of funny. All right, here we go. Because Game Boy Bryant did the knock effect, and normally that's super loud, but it just didn't come across this time. Basically, with the headset, right, there's two different ways to connect it. There's the Bluetooth, and then there's this other way which connects to the USB dongle. And I don't know which is the better of the two. I suspect the dongle is the better way. You can't hear. Okay, keep talking and I'll get that sorted.
To yourself right now, which is scary. Are you hearing voices in your head right now?
Now he can hear you, unfortunately.
Oh.
And you are super loud, so I'll turn you down. Again?
Oh.
Okay, cool.
What you didn't hear before, he was talking about how your knock came in super quiet. I was saying, yeah, Game Boy Bryant's knockers has gone a bit soft lately.
Oh, I'm just going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
Because it'll just get weird.
Yeah.
Well, I thrashed that score. Cool. Well, this guy, Mark 1 Irwin, really proud of his car. I don't know what kind of car that is. It's actually not a bad looking car, but to make it your avatar, that's a bit weird.
Maybe it's his car.
Still, just weird.
I don't know, if I had a nice car like that, I'd be showing it off to all my friends too. Although, that's also begging, that's also leaving you begging to get robbed as well. But that's a thing I always...
Real quickly, which table?
We've done Fun House, done parties.
Oh, we've done them all at once, so that's why I'm asking you now.
Let's go back to the Fun House.
Not the PM says, I have a pair of Bluetooth earphones. One of the earbuds keeps turning off even when they're fully charged. Yeah, just...
Yeah. I remember how frustrating Bluetooth earphones were at first. Because I remember they used to... Remember when Sony used to give them out with Warhawk for the PS3? Because, you know, online multiplayer was a big deal with that game, even if that game did crash and burn, unfortunately. And it was a really good way of getting like a cheap Bluetooth heads or earpiece more so. It only went in 1 year, but even then that was frustrating to set up. It wouldn't sync half the time. No, it wouldn't, Game Boy Bryant. Trust me. No, it wouldn't. I can be pretty mad.
Hang on, did you just say I can be pretty mad, or was that the game? I think that was the game.
Yes, it was the game.
That's psycho. So I reckon if you're actually in the pinball, the arcade, you wouldn't hear that.
No, you wouldn't.
I think we're gonna beat this. Ah, crap. Yeah, technology, man. Like the headsets, when they don't work, it's just absolute shit. Whereas in the past, you just would plug in a pair of headphones into a socket and off you go. I mean, having the cordless part of it is cool. But I like just having something that works.
It's old-fashioned, but it works. The only problem is when you forget that you've got a wire, when you forget that you got a wired headset on, so you get up to make your coffee, then you just go blah! Trip yourself over.
It used to happen to me actually. I used to try and get away and oh shit, forgot I'm plugged in.
Yeah, that happened to me before. I was like, mail's here. Oh! Trips me over.
But I was gonna say is the what complicates this headset is, yeah, it gives you two options on how to connect, and that's just a way to create problems. You should just make it dongle only, I don't know. I guess the Bluetooth gives people more options on how to connect it.
Yeah, I've noticed that problem, especially when you got like an 8-bit DO controller. Like one that's got the option to be both played wired and wirelessly. Like
Well, I would
sometimes.
rather a switch, a physical switch, so that you would just flick it to the option that you want, and then it just doesn't move. And you're like, right, that's how I want it set. Don't frickin' change on the fly.
Ladies and
Nintendo
gentlemen,
is here.
boys
G'day.
and girls,
Nintendo.
Genesis does what Nintendo 1977 don't. Wait, that was a terrible joke. Oh well. Nintendo 1977 is in the chat.
That goes for a bit, doesn't it, that one? Thank you for joining. Hey, we beat that score. Cool.
Woohoo!
Oh, I'm gonna make a suggestion. You probably know which anime I'm gonna talk about. If you guys get a chance, it's extremely rude, so don't watch it while like significant others are in the house or your parents or something. You can watch these full episodes on YouTube for free, and they got English dubs. It's just called Golden Boy. It's just the most messed up, but stupidly funny anime I've seen in a long time. It's from 1995. They only ever made 6 episodes, and apparently the reason why there is only 6 is because the sponsors were just too uncomfortable with how lewd it got. Which makes it even more of a reason to suggest it.
It's all on YouTube. Crazy.
Episode 5 stands out even more. If you don't know what episode 5 was, that was the one where he finds the chick with the bike, with the motorbike. You know?
Barely. I've not really seen the series.
She was really attached to her motorbike. We'll just leave it at that. The basic story of each episode is that this guy, he's 25 and he's cycling across Japan. He has a major in law degree, but he didn't want to pursue doing law. So he's now just a free spirit looking for odd jobs and studying just life in general. And that's it. So each episode he gets a job. Usually he takes the job on because there's a super hot chick working there, and he never scores. So, spoiler alert, he never actually scores. But it's just weird. Like he will get an attachment to one chick, and he'll try and solve their problem. He'll solve the problem, and then he'll move off to the next town and ride on to the sunset. And that's each episode. It's kind of like Lassie, but if only Lassie was a 25-year-old Japanese male who was super horny riding a bicycle and writing notes down and had a weird fetish for toilets.
Lassie goes perv. That's what it sounds like.
That's it. The English dub. Oh my god, that voice actor. He only ever did that. He never went on to do any other roles apparently. You just have to watch it. I can't really say much more than that. Just watch it. Okay, now we did Son of Zeus. I did that. We did Shaman, I think. We haven't done Tesla. Tesla. All right, let's see if we can beat our high score.
I remember seeing Teslas in museums as kids. Those were always so cool.
A Tesla coil.
Yep. Or the electric ball, as everyone else just called them.
There was one in Canberra. Quantum? Was that the name of the place? I can't remember. The giant science museum in Canberra. I don't know if they've still got it, but they had a huge one. It used to go off every 15 minutes. That was super cool.
Nice. Sounds electric.
It was electrifying. Oh, lost.
Is it sad that when people think the name Tesla now, they just think of the car?
No, I don't think so. Because I think it's good now that the name has been kept alive by something that's relevant. And I think that's like the ultimate tribute.
Good. Suck on that, Edison.
He was a jerk.
Oh, he was a cunt. What are you on about? I know what
He
he
basically
I know what he
was
did to
like the
Ellison.
Steve Jobs. He was like the Steve Jobs of that era.
I
He
know
would
what
get
did.
an idea and just he knew how to market it, but I don't know. I think there's fireworks going off nearby. And I have no idea. We're not celebrating anything.
That or a meth lab has exploded again. I lived in Queensland, you got that quite a bit.
Meth labs?
Yeah. Got so bad to where they even made ads about it.
Alright, that was shit. Have you seen those old safety ads from England?
Oh, those are horrific.
There's some real like stinkers. There's one in particular where there's this depressed looking guy working in like a metal factory or something, and he's getting the electric cables and plugging it in a way that so when he kicks it, it will shock him. And it's just like, be careful with electricity. I'm like, dude, this dude went out of his way to do that. This is not like an accidental oh no, I electrocuted myself. Oh, I tripped by tripping on the cord.
That sounds more like karma kicking in.
Yeah, I think I think in that guy's case, the real issue was he had mental issues he needed to get sorted out. That was not meant to be a warning about electricity. That actually probably put the idea in some people's heads. Oh, so that's how you do it. And the one where the kid gets is it a frisbee or something? It gets a soccer ball. Goes over the fence into the electric yard. No, Charlie, no! Charlie gets smoked.
Wasn't there one where a kid gets run over by a tractor, and wasn't there another one where a kid drowns in sewage water?
There's another one in England, Ireland, recently, warning about drunk driving, and this car. I shouldn't laugh about it. It's just messed up, but I'm only laughing about it because they went out of their way to make this horrific. This guy's drink driving, and he ends up plowing through a fence into about 20 kids in this school, like on a lawn. He just bowls them over like 10-pin. It's just like, do you really need to get kids killed in this to put the point home?
Meanwhile, in Australia, all we've got is some zinc-covered seagull telling us to slip, slop, slap.
No, we've got our fair share of historical ads in the past that were like, what the
Yeah,
AIDS ad, the Grim Reaper
that's
AIDS ad that I still remember when that was new, and I was like, that fascinated me. I was drawing Grim Reapers bowling for ages.
Oh yeah, I remember the seatbelt ones got pretty gruesome too in the late 90s, like the kids flying through the windows and whatnot.
The funniest one is the trying to warn you about the significance or the impact that drink driving can have on you and your family. And this guy gets caught drink driving, and it just shows all the reactions of the people around him. And the wife just turns to him and goes, "Well, there goes our trip to Bali." And, and that line stuck with me now. Every time something bad happens, well, there goes our trip to Bali.
What other gruesome? Well, this one wasn't gruesome, but this was about speed, and the way they just had a billboard of no one thinks big of you when you speed, and it's just insinuating that you got a tiny penis if you speed.
Those ads are just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't really think they work.
No, but it was the 2000s. Shock humor was everywhere. But ones that scarred me for life in the late
Scarred.
90s. Well, not real. Well, it didn't really scar me for life. I'm using that as a setup. But There was the anti-smoking ads in the late 90s where you remember when they're cutting the brains in half and all the
Oh yeah.
gunk come out of them? Tar, clots, like stuff like that.
Some of the warning on the labels were just like gross.
Yes, they thought that would make people stop smoking. Instead, it was the prices of the cigarettes these days that make people stop smoking.
I think people were collecting them like Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah. Hey, I've got 3 eyeballs. Want to trade one for your gangrene?
I'll swap you an
foot?
eyeball for a lung card.
Oh wow, I haven't got that. All I've got is the gangrene foot.
That's disgusting. There's a more recent commercial which was super impactful, where the guy is just wanting to turn on an intersection, turn right, and there's a car coming towards him speeding, and all of a sudden it freeze frames and it just stops, but the only people that are moving are the people in both cars. They are the drivers of the 2 cars, and they get out, and he goes, "Oh, I didn't see you," and he goes, "I was only doing 10 over," and he goes, "Can't you just slow down?" He goes, I'm sorry, it's just too late." And all of a sudden the shift in like the matrix is losing its grip. It can't hold on to the freeze frame any longer, so they got to get back in their cars, and then it bang,
Welcome
and then it
to the
fades to
stream,
black.
House of the Ted.
Hey, House of Ted, how you doing? And it's just like, that's such a creepy ad. Do you know? Have you seen it, or you don't know the one I'm talking about?
No, I was thinking.
It was made in New Zealand.
Oh, they make some shockers over there. I remember they had one. I remember this one that disturbed me. They had this one about like heavy drinking at parties, and this guy was just throwing his kid around and accidentally threw him a bit too hard when face first into the wall and just dead.
What? Throwing his kid around?
Yeah. It was like an anti-drinking too much one. It's just the guy drunk too much, started playing with his son and threw him a bit too hard and died by smacking against the wall. Another one I remember was with car crash ads was this one with like a screaming baby on the side of the road. Don't know if you remember that one.
No.
It was just a crash. There was just a crying baby, and then it zooms out a bit, and there's the dead mother from the car crash.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to go through all these tables where I haven't got the achievements. I'm just playing them to see if I can unlock some of the achievements. That's it.
No, just notice the sword in the center of the screen. House of the Ted says he had some great ones here. I think we were just talking about those too. If I'm assuming correctly that you're British on House of the Ted.
The Charlie Says commercials were famous.
Charlie
Prodigy sampled it. Charlie says if you go out at night, you should tell someone and all that sort of. We never got those commercials in Australia, but I've seen some of them thanks to YouTube, and I'm so glad. Like in living now in the age that we live in now, right? All these commercials and stuff from other countries we can now see, whereas before you might hear about them from someone that's visiting Australia, and you'll be just like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Geez, that guy's weird. He's talking about some weird commercials. And then that's it.
Oh, speaking of commercials, I was watching wrestling with my family. My little sister's
As you
like,
do.
my little sister's at that age where she's become a bit rebellious, and she's like, how come there's no ad where the wrestler ends up beating up the kids? And I was like, aha, there is one.
There is one. Yeah, I know that one.
Yep, I showed an old WCW.
She actually thought about that. That's pretty cool that she could actually come up with that concept. That is not fair. Did you see what happened there? It just goes right down the gurgler.
You need the toilet flushing sound effect for that. Hey, get a toilet flushing sound effect. I know, we're all about the highbrow humor here.
Actually, that's a reminder. Can you type in Discord, exclamation Discord?
Yes.
The Discord is dead. I want to get it back up and running. And one of those things that I would like to see happen on the Discord is if you've got suggestions for stuff that I should be getting added to the stream, that's where to put it, on Discord. I will definitely make that a new thing where every Monday I'll go through the suggestions and try and add as much stuff to the channel that's possible, and that includes sound effects.
You need strippers. It's okay, both male and female ones. We're not sexist here.
Well, you can be the male strip if you want, but
Oh, I'll do that actually. Don't tempt me. I've been nude in movies before, so.
yeah, you've been semi-nude in some of the questions you sent in.
That wasn't me. That was the executioner from that terrible pit fighter.
Looks awfully like you.
Well, he has put on a few pounds over the years since the late 80s or whenever that game came out.
Hang on, executioner from what? What's it from?
Pit fighter.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know what I'm on about, I sent a question to him. Dressed up as a character from a video game. He wears a mask, wrestler pants, and he's shirtless. Oh, well, I have the game footage running in the background of the character that I am. I forget what the question was, by the way. Actually, no, I remember what it was. I might reuse that for a more proper video question.
What, with clothes on this time? Are you capable of that?
I don't know anymore. I'm 33. I tend to live life a bit more dangerously.
Keep it up, brave knight.
Or dressed like a cat. Or Game Boy Run says, "All dressed up like a ketchup bottle." Hey, that was one of the best things I ever got from Woolworths. It was the night up or the day after Halloween. I was just sitting there in the meat pie section for like 50 cents. I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. I know, quite the ironic place for it to be.
Hurry up.
So there's less than 3 weeks left to get my new table, and the stream setup will be changed when that happens.
Watch out.
And Nintendo says, "Danger is my middle name."
No, it's not. it's probably Henry or something. Oh, okay. That reminds me. There is this weird thing with people in a generation older than me using their middle name as their main name. Have you seen this or come across this yourself?
I kind of do that.
What?
You know how I go by the pen name James Kaiser? That's James is my middle name.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I mean, like you, for example, my middle name is Anthony, which I would, yeah, I know. And so I'd be introducing people, myself to people as Tony, when in actual fact my name on my birth certificate, on my license, and everything else legal is Brian. Well, there's no way in hell I'd do that, because Anthony's not a name that I would be comfortable with. But I see this all the time. Older generations going by their middle name, not their first name. I don't get it. Like, what? And it's not like they made the choice, like as if one day they said, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to use Brian as my name, I'm going to use Anthony. No, their parents used that name as their kid growing up. And I'm thinking, if you wanted your kid to be called Dick and not Harry, then you should have given him the first name as Dick.
But you know when you should be scared is when your parents call you by your full name. That's when shit gets real.
I actually don't know what you're meant to...
I'm just picturing going by that, like the mother going, "Tom, Dick, Harry, get to your room right now."
It's a rebranding, he says, not the Prime Minister. We got a high score.
It could be worse. It could be people that have like regular names, but they pronounce them ultra fancy. Like instead of James Kaiser, it could be called Jamez Kazar.
Don't you ever do that.
Sure thing, Braun.
Brian. It's Brian.
Brianna. Brianna? No, not Brianna.
Is there a table you want to see? Actually, I think I know which one you might want to see.
Braun Tony. That's a good stage name. You should go with that.
What about those who have more than one middle name? Oh god, nah. Do you know the one that gets me is bullet names? So your parents get. I don't know if it's your parents get divorced, or I don't know how it works.
Oh, so they got two last names.
Yeah, Smith Jones, Dick Smith Jones, or something. And I'm thinking, well, what happens if you've got a bullet name, and then you marry someone else who's got a bullet name? Does the kid then have a bullet name? Like, what happens then? Someone's just got to say, all right, that's it. Enough of the bullets.
I hate to imagine being that kid. Okay, introduce yourself. My name is Richard Dick Wang Johnson.
Have you ever been at a supermarket and and some kids, you know, when kids they stuff around, they play up, and the parents lose it, and they yelling the kid's name out super loud, and you hear something like, "Cyril, do what you're told." Nathaniel. Some of the dumb names I've heard being called out, I'm like,
Nope.
you called your kid Nathaniel. What the?
Constantine! Get your butt down here!
Now, Safecracker, oh, it's here. There we go.
Is it? Oh, nice. Did not see it there.
I like the artwork. The donut eating cop, security guard.
Out of the Ted says double-barreled surname.
Oh, start with regular game, start assault on the vault, or reset magic tokens. What the?
You earn magic tokens from raiding the vault. I've not seen these options before. These were completely cut from Pinball Arcade.
Security system. 45 minutes until area shutdown.
Yeah, I've seen one of these tables in real life. They're a lot shorter than you'd think. They're quite stumpy.
Yeah, I'm looking at these stumpy little flippers. They're not good.
No. I mean, you gotta treat this not as a regular pinball, but as like a board game more so. Then you'll really get into it. That's the good thing about this. You've got unlimited balls until your time runs out.
You said balls.
Game Boy Brian says, quick question, did you change the... Let's actually see that.
Question of the day. Alright. So question of the day is... what's a game you'd like to see me stream on the channel? Should get some light in here.
I stink at this question.
There we go.
Maybe I stink at this question. Because every game I want you to stream has like licensed music in it or whatever. However,
I just did the most massive burp just then and I muted it.
I heard it. I'm deaf.
You did hear it. I muted it. There's no way you could have heard it.
No, I heard it. You didn't mute it on the Discord.
I mute the mic. Hang on. How could you have heard it on Discord?
It was that loud.
No. I had the mic muted. So what?
Mute the mic again and say something, and I'll let you know what you said. I am not.
You heard that?
Yep.
Input. Alright, am I clearer now to you?
Yes.
So what did I have as the mic before? Maybe it was the crappy... Because you know there's webcam, Logitech webcam that every man his dingo's got? That's got like an inbuilt microphone on it, and it's shit. No one should use it. Now you got me worried. Am I using the proper mic on... Yeah.
You were using it on the stream, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
It's just on Discord, you sound
But
a
you
little
heard
bit
the
more
burp.
rougher.
Alright.
Yeah.
Um...
That's a nice burp.
Oh, now the audio's clearer. think.
No.
No, it is. That's odd. It's delayed though.
Ooh,
Is there a game
that's
that you want to
that's
see
a
me
good-
stream? You're not answering the
Metroid-
question.
Metroid Prime. Even though that'd probably be good for like 1 or 2 streams, because That's a-
Everyone, I don't want to stream it because everyone's streaming it.
that's true. But you didn't play that game back in the day, did you?
I have got it on the Wii U because they did that trilogy, Metroid trilogy, which was a virtual console release.
And it also has a physical edition too, which
I might have the physical.
you,
Alright, so what
you're
do
gonna
do?
you're gonna
Enter the
kick
vault?
me, you're gonna kick me in the nuts for this, but I did see that at a Vinnie's one time for $1, and I did not get it. It was just amongst a pile of DVDs, and the people is like, oh, these are those stole DVDs, and amongst them was the Metroid Prime trilogy, and I did not get it.
That
Did you see
was
that?
pathetic.
I gave the cop a bribe and he still dubbed me in. Asshole.
What a squealer.
What, is this money not good enough for you? I still think Pinball, Brighter Pinball, Pinbot and Brighter Pinbot is some of my favourite tables.
Oh yeah,
It's just
my
how-
god, he's
how
alive.
How kinky those tables are.
Someone was definitely horny when they drew those. Although they are so awesome, especially with the gimmicks that we got going on, like putting the balls in the eye sockets to create the machine, and then you have to
That's
stop
awesome.
the machine once you've activated it. Going across the universe, getting more points by which part of the galaxy you're in. It's insane, and I was very fortunate enough to play a Brighter Pinbot machine. Only
What's
one.
the weather like out there? I'm glad the days are getting longer here, says House of the Ted. If you type in exclamation weather, it will tell you. The weather in Sydney is scattered clouds with a temperature of 22.5 degrees. That lemonade has hit me. Wind is blowing from the southeast, blah blah blah. 77% humidity. That's the part I don't like.
Oof.
I'm gonna play this again because I don't think I really did a good job of it.
Humidity is my enemy, especially when it's very high. It feels like I'm drowning in the air. It feels like I need a snorkel just to walk down the street.
Don't go to Thailand. Not Thailand. Taiwan. Taiwan was the worst place I went to for humidity.
You are trespassing.
I imagine a lot of things will be warped in that weather.
It's just the worst. You drink to try and make things better, and it just made it worse.
System shutdown in progress. Termination course is suspended.
Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah.
Oh yeah, not the PM. It certainly is. I remember when I travelled there one year for my grandfather's funeral. Down in Melbourne Way, nice and clean. The air was no humidity whatsoever. And as soon as I got off the plane, whoa! It felt
Where?
sticky up there
That was not
Where?
a nice thing.
in Queensland.
Ah,
And in about
in the job that I was in
Brisbane?
before,
Brisbane,
in the jo-
Redcliffe, around that area.
in the job that I was in before, we used to have to wear a tie, a long sleeve shirt and tie. But when we went to the North Queensland, the Cairns one, they were just wearing like the shirt, the buttons undone, and I'm like, dude, how are you getting away with that? And he goes, mate, it's the tropics. You can't wear ties here. I'm thinking, yeah, you could wear a tie. You just,
Security guards
yeah,
have been notified of
That sounds like Queensland.
you just don't want to. I get it.
There's a lot
Hey,
of stubborn
money!
people up there.
This is weird. I don't even know what I'm really doing. Okay.
Do you see the board game? Like,
Yeah.
you're trying to get to the center. And during this section, you're trying to open up ways into the bank. Whoa, racking up some sick points along the way.
So yeah, this new, back to what I was saying before about the search engine, Bing getting the major upgrade, which is gonna basically send Google into a nosedive if they're not careful.
Oh yeah.
It's not rolled out yet. I've put my name on the waiting list and waiting to get a chance to use this new search engine. It's just amazing, like how quick the shares dropped on Google with the way they failed with their announcement. So basically, they put a tweet out showing off that Google's also doing a new search bot. Jesus, and they put a fact out. And as I'm talking, Google's responding in the background. Shut up, Google. And then they put a fact out as part of their AI bot, and the fact was wrong, and they just got burnt.
Ooh.
Hang on a second. I got Google upstairs responding. You know, the other day I was streaming, and it's still talking. I don't know why it's responding. It played Who Let the Dogs Out. I don't even ask for it.
I was there for that.
Yeah. Hey Google, stop responding. I didn't even hear what she said.
She probably said, "Up yours, Brian."
Intruder alert.
Oh, shut up, bitch. I heard that.
Hey, did you see the nickel on the table? I never noticed that before. The nickel? Or, I don't know American money.
Nickel, dime, quarter.
That was the weirdest thing about being in America is when you buy anything, you just get this shit ton of change. It's just all coins. Like, we just hardly don't see coins in Australia. But over there, it's just, here's your change and you need a bucket.
Are you sure you just didn't win the slot machine?
No.
And ignore that loud sound, by the way. It's just my brother in the kitchen.
Didn't hear it.
Good. He's just squishing bottles, throwing them away. And House of the Ted says, I rarely use cash here. Same. I'm just too lazy. Although, the downside about me paying with card all the time is I have had my bank account robbed at least once. Right in the middle of me paying for my groceries too, so I had to go to the bank and get all that sorted.
Wait, those nickels actually are something related to the game. You win nickels and they go on the table.
House of the Ted asks, do you have contactless debit cards there too? Yes, we do.
Yes, and in Japan they do not have it. So when you try to pay using the watch or whatever, you can't do it. You got in Japan they still want signature. That's a problem with Japan. Is that everyone thinks of them as being advanced and all this. They're so conservative, it's stupid.
Security guards have been notified of your presence. Please use approved method for candy 2000 access.
I was watching a video today about Amsterdam. No, not for that reason, if anyone's thinking that. It was just sort of recommended me showing supermarkets in Amsterdam, and this is a bit weird. The way their supermarkets work is you take the scanner with you, and when you put something in your basket...
Yes, I've seen this. I've seen this in Germany, and I had no idea what we were doing. Because you go to the... you enter the supermarket, and at the front there's all these... they call them telzons. The machine that does the price search. But the customers are using them. And it didn't make any sense to me. Why am I being asked to carry this thing around? It's supposed to save time on them scanning the item when you get to the counter. You can just give them the telzon and then they just ask for the total. They check to make sure that you scan the correct items.
And this video was also you can't leave the shop until you scan the receipts as well. Imagine scan your receipt, you get a phone call, then it just shuts on you and it's like, no!
Oh, what's happened there?
House of the Dead says,
Dog 11, thank you for the follow.
Oh, great! Now we have to see him dance.
No, not that. No, no.
Not the Prime Minister says.
Ah.
Ah, yes, same here. There's still some places which apply card surcharges, even if it's 1 to 2%. It's the reason why I still like to use cash.
No,
Yes!
I've given up on cash.
That's happened here. I was at a news agency the other day. Just bought a colouring in book for my little sister, and they're like, oh. It wasn't a colouring in book. I'm covered in heavy plastic. It was a legit colouring in book. And although I was peeking at that section, there is a magazine called Over 60s, and that looks quite kinky. But anyway, it was only like a cheap. It was only like a cheap $2 book, and they're like, we need like a 20-cent surcharge.
Sorry, I'm just trying to see where's the achievement, because these tables have got achievements.
Yeah, there's normally a spot, isn't there, that tells you.
If you look here, I've got no achievements unlocked for any of the Williams tables.
Do you have to go into the achievement page itself just to see what they are?
It would be too hard to find it in a hurry.
Yeah.
I've still got the Streamlabs music going in the background. I didn't know that.
Got ads going on, oh no! Got a very craptastic Final Fantasy 15 ad going on right now. Shut up!
I heard something, but I didn't know what he said.
Oh, this is my brother. And I mean 14, not 15. Ugh. Ugh.
Alright, I'm having a look at the achievements.
But anyway, Game Boy Bryant asked, I might wait until the ads are over before I actually read this, just in case, for the other freeloader viewers out there.
Oh, by the way, are you in mod view?
Yes.
The moment? Does it tell you how long it is until the next ad on the top of the screen?
Not that I could see.
Because it tells me, but I don't use that. I don't look at that screen for chat. But maybe I should get into the habit of looking at that screen from now on. Hang on.
Anyway, Game Boy Bryant asked, I want to hear the story of that Master Chief helmet you've got behind you.
There's a story. That's my mannequin. That's Brad. I don't even have a name for him.
It's Mini Chief.
It's Mini Chief.
Yeah, he's a lot small. He's a lot smaller in person.
Yeah, so he just sort of hangs there in the background. There used to be a countdown to the next ad, but it's not showing it to me now. God damn it, Twitch! Like I want to work with you with commercials, etc., etc., but you make it hard. Make it very difficult to actually. No, it's not showing me time till next commercial. So at least that way I could say, okay guys, you've got 20 seconds for the next commercial. Go away, have a coffee, come back. No, you can't do that.
Game Boy Brian says Twitch is very bipolar at times. And horny. Incredibly horny.
What? I got no idea. Alright, let's just get back to the game. And before I do that, I gotta turn the Streamlabs music off. There we go. Is there a table that you want to see?
Oh, I have a
Indiana Jones. There we go.
There we go. I was gonna say Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Did you do the whip sound?
That was not me.
Okay, that's the game. Because pinball. Yeah, Indiana Jones. That bikini and bathtub shit Twitch promotes. Nah, not even that. They suggested, we noticed that your views are down. Maybe you should try streaming slot machines. I'm like, fucking what?
What?
Is that shit illegal? And you go there and half of them are gambling. which is
Or-
supposed to be illegal on the against their, not illegal, but against their
T's and C's.
yeah, it actually could technically be illegal in Australia
Could
to
be.
do it.
But anyway, that's an idea for a spin-off channel. Since Pokies.
Like, I don't mind streaming slot machines if it's for fake money or if it's for, I don't know, credits or something, but not for actual money.
Yeah.
My days of, you know, well, just gambling in general are over. Can't afford that shit.
Which means he hasn't won anything.
No, I've won around about $3,000 all up in the past,
Oh, nice.
but you know, I walked out of there with it.
Last time I went gambling, I got bored of the slot machines within 5 minutes. They're not as exciting in person as they are in the video games.
So $500 or $600 of it was in slot machines, but the rest of it was roulette tables.
Oh, nice. Those are pretty fun. I like a bit of poker myself.
God damn it. Just head down to the RSL, do a live stream on the slots, yeah. Hey, let's go check in on Ethel over here. How you doing, love? Oh, I'm down 50 cents.
I actually thought of that idea. Actually do proper live shows at RSL clubs, but the audience will be like, what the hell is going on?
Which audience? The actual people in the
Yeah.
RSL?
Yeah. They'll be like, put back on the Neil Diamond impersonator.
I was just trying to think how what are RSLs? So in case if you're from overseas and you don't know what an RSL is, an RSL club is like a serviceman's club for people who used to serve in the defense force. But anyone can join. It doesn't have to be defense people. I don't know what the equivalent in America would be.
A veteran bar?
Yeah, I think they have something like that. Yeah, it's the same thing. So I was thinking in 20 years' time, what are those places going to look like? Because no one goes out anymore. Those oldies go out because that's what they were used to doing. But our generation and the generation after us, they don't go out. Meet people. Why would I want to do that?
Oh, you remind me when I was at a Sanity one time. Yes, that shop still barely exists. If you don't know what it is, it's a music shop. But there was I was in line.
No, they're closed.
Not in country Victoria. There's still like.
No,
one
they're
or two
closed.
shops.
They shut down.
No,
I
there's
think
still
you'll
one.
find it. Nah, I think you'll find they did shut down. Newsflash. Go check it.
Fine, but
Sanity stores closed down, just in news.
no, there's still one in Warrnambool.
I doubt it'll be open.
Well, not at 9:42 at night, Brian.
No, I mean, you know what I mean.
It opens up tomorrow, 9 a.m.
My doubt level is high.
I'll go down there tomorrow and take a picture. Actually, no, I gotta go to hospital tomorrow, unfortunately, but,
I hope it's nothing too serious.
oh no, it's just get my next infusion.
Herpes clears up in a day.
That's what they all say, but,
Joking.
But anyway, I was at a Sanity. I was in line waiting to, buy a Blu-ray, and there was a guy in front of me, like an older guy, and he was
Right.
complaining. He was complaining that he couldn't go to the RSL.
Why?
Because of like COVID restrictions at the time.
Right.
But the thing that I found absolutely
Because he
hilarious,
got
was, like,
banned.
the thing that made it hilarious, because he came off as a RSL like stereotype. He was like, he did all this big rant, and he's like, okay, now I'm gonna buy the latest AC/DC album. He was buying AC/DC albums. Fucking hell.
Vinyl.
Nah, CDs.
There is an angle on the left when the ball goes at a certain pitch, and you just have no hope of getting it unless you hit the table. And I'm not good at. That's my weakness, is I don't do the nudge.
If you nudge too much, it tilts the damn thing. Gameboy Brian says you've been in and out of the hospitals quite a lot, lady. Lady? Oh, sorry, I misread Emerald as lady. You've been in there quite a lot, lady. No, you've been in out. No, I've got colitis and I just get infusions to keep that in check. Although I did nearly die last year from medicine that the doctor prescribed me to, and that didn't end pretty well. After nearly getting into a fist fight with the doctor, he put me on something better. Hey, I was dying at the time. You tend to be a bit grouchy when you're dying.
Yeah, you got a new record.
Woohoo!
I like that the bumpers is actually a fist fight.
House of the Ted ask if you could travel back in time to the 80s, would you?
1986, so I can... Nah, look, if I was to go back to any year, I'd go back to 2006 and start up a YouTube channel. Buy up all the equipment that I can. Because all those people that started early, I think they managed to get an unfair advantage in some cases.
Yes.
And you'd be saying, like, could you imagine if you're in 2006 and the platform's still got cat videos and whatnot, and yours up there going, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone's like, why is this guy asking to like and subscribe? What the hell?
Yeah, come to think of it, if you travel back to 2006 and do that, you might be a bit too far ahead of the time. People might be like, this guy's weird, let's not watch him.
Shit.
Make sure they're rated 5 stars.
Oh, yeah, because they used to do star rating back then, yeah.
We have top men working on it.
Thing I loved about YouTube back in the day was you can watch all of the pirated TV recordings of the latest shows that will go up immediately after the hit in America.
Well, seeing that show, Golden Boy, complete episodes dubbed on YouTube.
That's insane.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
We've gone a hell of a long way from people uploading anime in 3 to 5 parts in 240p.
Yeah, you used to have to watch it in 10-minute sections, didn't you?
Yeah.
Part 1 of 20. Watch that. Sorry, play that again, or is there something else you want to see?
Let's go with Creature from the Black Lagoon.
There we go.
I've always liked the gimmick of this table. Like, it's not actually about the movie itself. It's more like about the hype surrounding the movie. More about the drive-in theater experience. And I probably said that way too early. Here we go.
Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, but when you play this table, you expect it to be about Creature from the Black Lagoon and not about...
It's about watching the movie, yeah.
Yeah, incredibly meta. Like, I wonder how
that cartoon got self-aware once in the whole show. I think it was once. No, twice. There's only 2 times in the whole series of Golden Boy where they actually are self-aware. He gets fired from the job. It's only like 10 minutes into the episode. And he goes, oh no, I've been fired from the job and we haven't even developed a subplot yet. It was so funny. And there was another one where he goes, oh, you're so pathetic. You're almost like as if you're an anime character. I like it when shows get They don't. I like it when they don't do it too often, but enough to just make it funny.
Yeah, the one bit of meta humor that sticks out to me was the Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back movie. They were talking like, who would pay to see a Jay and Silent Bob
And they
movie?
just
And
stare at the
they're
camera.
They stare at the camera. I like the little extra animations they've added to the little water tank there on the table. 'Cause I remember how difficult they
We
were.
turn
on the
it
Apple
off.
one.
That's what it looks like. It's just a
Yeah.
hologram. That's it. But if you turn it on, and there's more stuff going on that screen.
Yeah, because it was a bit empty on the original. Granted, every time you did get an animation on that little screen on the real machine, it did feel special because of it.
All right, so you can see the pop-up has just said I'm approaching a high score.
Not the Prime Minister says. Another anime with 4-4 breaks is Ghost Stories English dub. Oh, I need to watch that one too. I've seen ridiculous things in that show.
So no one suggested what they want to see me stream.
Game Boy Bryant said Metroid
Yeah, you said
Prime as
Metroid.
well.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna shut that one down. Maybe later when the hoo-has died down for it. Can you do the QOTD again?
Fine.
Oh, sorry. Question of the day is, what game would you like to see Sin Spacey stream next? You got any suggestions? You haven't suggested anything.
Other than Metroid Prime.
Go on Twitch and see what games are really popular at the moment that you think I would play. So there's a lot of stuff on that list that are big at the moment. I just have no hope of touching it.
Okay, need the cue like the top 10 music.
Okay. All right. Start from 10 up. Don't go number 1.
Recommended to. I like how it's recommended me Neo. The world ends with you right away.
Is it?
I can't. Yeah, but I'm switched it to Idler, and I'm not including just chatting. That is not a game.
No, I don't count retro. I don't count just chatting. I don't count podcast. They're not games. They're just a category.
Here we go. Number 10. Fortnite.
Is that still no? God. All right. Number 9.
Counter-Strike.
God damn it. Is this still popular? Okay. Number 8.
Apex Legends.
That's big in Japan.
Interesting.
Number 7.
Strip Poker.
Shut up.
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2. All right. Number 6.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Now, that's online. That's not just people playing the storyline.
Yeah.
No one watches that. And they do role plays now. So you'll...
It's creepy.
Yeah. All right. Number 5 is we're up to?
Dota 2.
Don't know anything about it. Number 4.
All you need to know is it started off as a Warcraft 3 expansion pack, but anyway.
Okay.
Number 4. Dark and Darker.
What?
Dark and Darker.
Do not even know what that is. No.
It looks new.
Number 3.
Valorant.
Valorant. 2.
League of Legends.
Mm-hmm. 1.
The game that people are salty about. That wizard game. Hogwarts Legacy.
Is that number 1?
Yep.
Wow. It looks good though.
Next to Just Chatting, although I'm pretty sure the controversy of it is
People talking. Just Chatting is number 1 because people are talking about it.
Here's it out of the blue game that's in the top 20. Virtual Casino, an old PC game. Although I'm too afraid to click on it because I know some channels in the past have taken like these old games that no one's streaming and just use it to stream other things like pirate stuff, pornography and whatnot.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, one thing I've noticed that people stream a lot, it's usually Spanish streamers. Just episodes of The Simpsons. They just sit there watching episodes of Simpsons back to back to back. I couldn't do that. That show lost interest. I lost interest in that show maybe after the 4th or 5th season.
Yeah, Nosedive pretty... Is it hard to believe that it stopped being good 20 years ago and it's still going? Actually, fucking hell. It stopped being good nearly 25 years ago and it's still going.
I would like to see Simpsons get announced as retired.
Then again, if I remember correctly, didn't Flintstones go for a long time as well?
Well, I remember the episode where Simpsons overtook Flintstones, and they did a tribute to Flintstones in honor of that as the longer running animation show.
Anyway, 8-bit boy.
But I think one show that has just been consistent for the most part, South Park.
Yeah, it only took them 20 years to have a bad season.
That was because they were trying that continuation idea.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad idea to change, but it just sort of, I don't know, it didn't feel right.
Stopped the point of watching it.
It felt a bit much. I prefer like the single contained storylines. I mean, if
The Simpsons are still going, not watched it in over 20 years. Wow.
I'm currently marathoning Bob's Burgers on DVD at the moment. I've got all 10 seasons of that in the movie, so I've just been watching that.
See, I don't get Bob's Burgers because it's just not something I've ever really watched. But speaking of which...
I felt like that at first. I watched an episode and I thought it was kind of crap. Watched another episode, okay, it's warming up on me. Then after 8 more episodes, I'm like, okay, I'm loving this show.
Hello, Bob's Burgers.
Very colourful table.
It's also quite stock, isn't it? It's quite short. Yeah, Bob's Burgers, it kind of reminds me of King of the Hill a little bit. Although that's another show.
Well, it's the same people, isn't it?
It's some of the same writers, yes.
Music sucks.
Is it kind of sad that I want to see a Duckman pinball table?
I just want to see Halo pinball machine.
That would work. That would work really well, actually.
There was already a South Park one. There was 3 of them, and they took them off.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, those ones were okay. The Butters one was the best one out of them. I remember there being a real South Park table too back in the day that Sega released.
You two have homework.
But I never really got to play that one. Because everyone else was bloody on it, because South Park was the bee's tits at the point.
The bee's tits. See, I don't think this is a good table.
Game Boy Brian's like, I watched 8 episodes of that show and I still don't like it. I assume he's talking about Bob's Burgers.
Are you ready to order?
Yeah, I don't like this table much.
It's a bit boring, isn't it? It's like, how are we going to make this more exciting? Just slap the Bob's Burgers license on it.
Bottomless salad bowl looking a little better now, huh, Lynn? Who wants ice cream?
And the sound effects are not anything related to the game. It's just random quotes from the show, but it doesn't really correspond to what's happening on the table.
No, and this table barely represents the show as well. The only thing they got correct is the fair they've got on the gear. It's remind me of the Iron Man table a little bit, how it's just mainly ramps and boring ramps. When it shows that adding a little bit of variety to a table changes it a whole lot.
This is so exciting.
table's a bit bland, isn't it?
Very bland.
Yeah. It's like just cheap licensing.
The worst table that I've ever seen on any of the Pinball Effects ones that have come out, Rocky and Bullwinkle. That was just shit.
I'm excited.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
It was such a shame because there was huge potential there for a good table.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you got like Boris and Natasha after you, there's a lot of potential for a story mode there as well. Like
I didn't understand the humor when I was a kid when it was big.
This is to save my family.
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, because it was very I don't know. I haven't seen it in ages, but I can imagine there might have been a few jokes in there that were more aimed at adults.
It was quite fast paced, that show.
Oh my.
But there was just so much repeat crap in that show. That the original one. Didn't they did a movie, didn't they? I still haven't watched it.
They did 3 of them. They all sucked.
Really?
They did a Boris and Natasha one in the late 80s, early 90s. And late 90s they did a Dudley Do-Right one. And in 2000 they did a Rocky and Bullwinkle one. And there was a whole load of innuendo in the Rocky and Bullwinkle one, to the point where it just didn't feel like Rocky and Bullwinkle anymore. But no, one of my favourite segments on those shows were always like the Fractured Fairy Tales and Peabody and Sherman. Like, it got to a point like...
As a kid, you didn't get it.
No.
What's that noise?
I still think that my favourite cartoons as a kid, because I didn't have Pokemon and shit like that. So the best cartoons we had on offer when I was a kid was Bugs Bunny, Warner Brothers.
Oh no, that's still good.
It just killed anything else that was going at the time as a kid.
The worst era of that cartoon that I've ever seen of the Bugs Bunny stuff, like there's been some pretty bad stuff of that in the 2000s and 2010s, but the worst of it I've ever seen was the 70s, because they were not allowed to do anything because parents complained too much about the show. They were like, they watched, like, get this, the parents watched Roadrunner and Wally Coyote and like, ah, kids could copy this, which is bloody ridiculous. I agree with you, Game Boy Bryant. This table is really boring.
What are you up to, El Diablo?
Take the others home, Dad.
Well, we finally unlocked a mission.
Are you a super strong robot from the
What's
future?
some of the carriers I watched growing up? Like,
Shit.
I'm gonna say pre-Pokemon, because when Pokemon came along, that sort of changed a whole lot of things. That's just like I still remember when anime was like still incredibly underground. I remember. Like, you barely saw it on TV. Like, it was but when you did see it, was mainly like, you know, SBS late at night. Like, not really.
When we wanted to watch, it was either, like you said, SBS, or you'd have to go down to Chinatown and you'd see a bunch of these weird looking laser discs being sold with like manga with titles you've never heard of before. That was the only way you could buy the shit back then.
Yes. And then.
And if you bought some of that stuff, and your schoolmates found out, they would give you such a hard time because it wasn't understood back then. It was seen as ultra nerdy.
But this might sound weird, but I remember seeing anime appear more on children's TV when Power Rangers got popular, because that sort of gave the gateway to like Sailor Moon and whatnot, which I would have never been into Sailor Moon if it wasn't for Power Rangers, because Sailor Moon's just, you know, teenagers fight evil by transforming into superheroes. It's the same concept as Power Rangers, just animated.
I'll give Sailor Moon credit where that could easily have gone down the path of being sleazy, and they kept it pretty innocent. So that's one thing I think that they did well.
Do you know who brought Sailor Moon to English?
Someone famous?
Close. It was someone that brought another famous show to English. It was the same guy that produced the English version of Astro Boy. He was just in Japan one day, saw Sailor Moon's like, kids will like this. It's a little bit violent, though, so we'll tone some of it down, but no, I reckon kids will like this.
Because the guy that bought the rights to Samurai Pizza Cats kind of did the same thing.
Yeah,
he wanted to translate. He wanted it to be mega big, but it just didn't take off as much as it should have.
That's a whole crazy thing with Samurai Pizza Cats. From what I heard, it's a lot bigger in English than it was in Japan.
Yeah,
like one of those deals. And when they
that's like Iron Chef. If you ask anyone in Japan about the Iron Chef series, no one remembers it there. But it was big in the West.
Oh, massive here. That and Takashi's Castle.
No one remembers Takashi's Castle in Japan. They just don't think about it.
That's sad. That's a really good... Because that used to be played the shit over here. Like, if it's not... Like, I recall we didn't get full episodes down here all the time, but it was always part of, like, those television compilations or, like, craziest game shows that they show clips of Takashi's Castle. So it was already an instant legend here. Then I remember Comedy Channel Pay TV started airing full episodes of that, and it's funny watching, like, those old episodes and all of, like, when it starts, it's just mainly, you know, Japanese, competing in it. Then the more seasons come, you notice that there's more tourists on the show from other countries.
Aren't they redoing it?
Yeah, SBS has a version. I think it's Taiwan. That's
not Wipeout.
Not Wipeout. There wouldn't be a Wipeout if it wasn't for bloody Takashi's Castle. That's
we had It's a Knockout, so there was that
it's
too.
A knockout. Yeah, true. Yeah, sorry. House of the Ted says, did you get Starfleet in Australia? Nothing to do with Star Trek. Starfleet. Isn't that not Gene Roddenberry at Star Trek? Isn't that puppet show?
Looking for a fast
I think I've seen box sets of it around, but I've never actually watched it.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I think it's done by the Thunderbirds people.
Oh, what? No, you serious?
Yeah.
4, 3.
Well, I could be thinking of something else.
I think you are.
Time is up.
Could be thinking Captain Scarlet.
Let's talk about this.
That was a show that I used to be so addicted to back in the day.
Oh, I was thinking of the right show. House of Ted says it was a puppet show. It was awesome. Yes, I was thinking of the right show then.
Okay. Is that the one with the car that the pilot's facing backwards while driving it forward?
That's either that or Captain Scarlet.
Have you heard about that?
Yes, you've told me about this.
And so, what's his name? Tom Green? Is that the guy on YouTube? He actually tried to replicate it to see if you could possibly drive a car while facing backwards. That would be so confusing.
House of the Ted says Captain Scarlet was great.
Whoa, easy. Easy.
You bastard.
I've got the
Game Boy Bryant's having a rant. What was he saying?
I swear those type of parents get on my nerves. The type who say, will someone please think of the children? They clearly don't. If they did, they wouldn't expose their kids to the violent stuff and quit acting like that's the problem when they are really bad parents, period.
Is Game Boy Bryant a bot?
Game Bot Bryant.
I would like a bot chat person in there.
That'd be funny if he was like. That'd be funny if he was like that bot program was a Chat GPI all along. Game Boy Bryant, beep beep beep. Funny.
Now, my Follow Friday video. What was your reaction to that?
I was out of town that day, sorry.
Have you watched it?
No, not yet.
Oh, for God's sakes, I'd actually put a bit of effort into that one.
All captured. Try to make a cross jump.
I guess I can watch it now if I can find my phone.
Actually, no, I'll watch it live. Hang on. This is going to take some setting up, but I'll do it. I'll do it, George.
I'll read some of his I'll read some of the chat then while you're setting up. House of the Ted says, I wonder if there were any cool 80s Australian TV shows that were not the Sullivans.
Skippy.
Sons and Daughters. Not the Prime Minister. Yes. Hey, it's Saturday.
Hey Saturday is probably the best thing we got that wasn't that the Yanks, Brits, and all the rest of it don't understand.
And you can actually watch all of it on their website too with a monthly subscription, which is awesome. Need to renew that. I need to watch a whole bunch of episodes again. I'm in the mood for Hey. Although the problem with watching that show now is no, not the humor, no, not the dated humor, but it's a problem I had when watching it live. But it was much worse back in the day because he had commercials. There was so many damn musical performances. It interrupted all the good segments that you wanted to watch.
All right, I don't know if this is working. Hang on.
What's another good 80s Australian show? Yeah, this is going to sound strange, but I've been addicted to what. When I was in hospital last time, I was addicted to watching Sons and Daughters because they were having marathons of that on TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, but I sort of got stuck in the soapy mood.
All right.
Soapy mood. That sounds wrong.
All right. I'm gonna play it. I don't know if this will work. No, hang on. I've actually go into that screen and press play. Wait a sec.
Oh, shut up. Okay.
All right, so this is my follow Friday. I can't make it bigger. This is as big as you're going to get.
Since Spacies.
That's what she said.
G'day invaders, Brony from Synth Spacies with the weekly Follow Friday video. Making sure that you lot are following that lot. They're up there for a reason. Been a bunch of good eggs. Now, a real quick question for this week. Continuing on from what I did last week, and that is talking about AI. Now, my question last week is, are you afraid of AI? Is it something that strikes fear in you? And if it does, I don't blame you. There's some scary crap going on at the moment with artificial intelligence technology, but there's also some really cool stuff as well. This is the lure that gets mankind to trust the AI. I stuffed that up.
So
that we ultimately face our downfall to it. That's what I think. But check this out. So my question was also related to gaming. How does AI contribute to gaming? Is it something that we're going to see in gaming that will enhance the gaming experience? This is a clip that I'm going to show you, which is a racing game with AI driven commentary. This is non-scripted. This is just using what's happening in the race and a commentator, which is an AI bot with a voice synth. You can't tell that it's not a human, basically commenting on the game. Also with color commentary, so a second person coming in with their 2 cents worth. Rather than me explaining it, you might want to just check this out. Let me see if this works.
Checkered flag out for qualifying here in Long Beach, California. Brian
This is
Scott
insane.
is your pole sitter in the DPI class with a 111.8, followed by Austin Ognoski, newcomer Mark Coleman, Kaioru Kanashi, and Tristan Tefaldi.
I swear to God, he sounds like a real dude.
Really good effort there by Mark Coleman. First start ever in the DPI class. And let
This
me
guy
tell you,
just sounds
Long
not
Beach
as
is
interested.
one tough racetrack, so that is no small feat to be up there with Ognoski and Kanashi.
That
Two
old
laps on the
Canadian.
board today. Quick little demo race around Long Beach, California in the Cadillac DPI VR. These cars put out around 650 horsepower to the rear tires. No hybrid boost, just all-American V8 under the bonnet. Lights out, away we go here. Field streaks down the front stretch, approaching 270. What you're looking at is essentially a two-seater Formula One car with extra bodywork. Big top speeds, even bigger acceleration. Big
Why is it
trouble if you get
two-seater?
it wrong.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to test one of these a few years ago, and let me tell you, just the lack of any real sight lines in the cockpit alone kind of like
They got someone in the back
amplified
seat
the
throwing
sense of
bananas or
speed
something?
and made everything feel like.
All right, I think you get
Mario
the drift.
Kart Double Dash.
That is just incredible, isn't it? Like, that second person sounds like someone commentating on the video. No, that's an AI bot. It's just all made up stuff on the fly. They probably guide it towards what they think that the AI bot should be saying, but the AI bot, other than the parameters that it's given and as to what it can say, and I would imagine what it cannot say, it comes up with its own dialogue throughout the race. I can't wait to see how far this goes. This is amazing. This takes me back to NHL 97, I think it was, when they first introduced the full on-the-fly commentary, and before that, Joe Montana Sports Talk Football on the Genesis/Mega Drive. What do you think of this technology? Is it something that you would love to see in a game? Could be Rocket League, commentating in Rocket League, artificial intelligence. It could be Halo. It could be anything. Leave your comment down below. Make sure you're following everyone that you see above me. Have an awesome weekend. Bye, guys.
Since Spacies.
Oh, you would love to see done with the technology, right? I'd love to see people record whole podcasts of just the AIs talking to each other.
Oh no, they've done it, and it's just boring as batshit because they get on it. The problem with the bots is they get on a tangent and they start questioning life and whether they're going to kill humans and all this sort of shit. And it's just like, but you're real, but you don't know you're real, but you think you're real. It's just they get caught on loops. Whereas if you've got someone engaging with the bot instead, the person can actually steer them into the right.
You know what that means? You know what that means? That yeah, we know who the guests are going to be for the next episode of the Sin Spacey Show. Bot number 1, bot number 2, bot number 3.
If I could do it, I'd do it.
Spacey's bot on the show. Yeah.
No, but I would love a bot in the chat first. Start with that, but maybe get a bot that's actually commentating on your gameplay. Oh, he stuffed that up. Shut up, bot. Oh, he's telling me to shut up. It'd be cool. It'd be kind of cool to program that. But that video you saw me post, first take, and it was done so quick, no script. I was actually proud of how that came out, except that one little screw up where I said that's going to be the downfall of human. I couldn't get the word out. All right, back to the game.
Game Boy Brian says, didn't that AI stuff happen to Facebook once where they talked in English, but the moment they started speaking gibberish scared the shit out of them? And
No. Microsoft had a bot that was sending out tweets, and the bot started posting stuff about Germans, World War II, etc., and they just went, okay, that's enough, we've got to pull the plug.
You can bet I haven't.
God damn it, I can't get it boosted.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do I need that countdown? Drink something.
Look on the bright side.
Eat something.
Go.
No, I'm not going to chug. It's just like gassy as shit.
That's still the fancy lemonade.
Yeah, the raspberry twist.
It's definitely not Kirk's then. That stuff's rough.
Too bad.
Bit rude. So yeah, did you put the Discord?
Yes, I did. I'll do it again.
So join the Discord, and if you've got any suggestions for the stream, realistic, keep them realistic. Add them in, and I will definitely consider putting that in for the next stream. Like sound effects, for example. Any sound effects that you think I should add?
Toilet flush.
Add it into Discord.
Look on the bright side of all
How do you
this.
do that?
You have to move on, buddy.
I can find the damn Discord room.
I like how there's no music, because that's cool. Here we go. Oh man, my score was shit. Alright, I might try and practice something else here. What else is there I can do on this? You've only got classic single player, hot seat, and practice. They're the only options you've got. Which is a bit shit. You do have challenges per table. Actually, you know what? That's what I'm going to start doing. Let's go back to the Son of Zeus, and do the challenges. All right, one ball challenge.
Oof.
Let's go.
Ooh, bad choice.
One nut challenge.
Oh, you just
Hey,
remind
looks
me.
like Lucas.
A little bit too much muscle,
The
though.
son of Zeus! You are skilled indeed, stranger.
I'm just picturing the Aussie gamers experience. I am Lucas, and then the lightning strikes and whatnot.
Yeah, this does have a bit of a altered beast. Actually, why doesn't Sega do some Sega IP related tables?
Ooh, we can finally get a good
An altered
version
beast
of
table? That'd be cool. I didn't make the challenge, I think.
Altered Beast would be good. Jet Set Radio would be fantastic. Echo the Dolphin would be interesting.
Nah, screw that. The Sonic table.
Yep.
How good would a Sonic table be?
Pretty good. Knights would be good as well.
Golden Axe. Afterburner. Alex Kidd.
Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah. Yakuza. Oh my god, a Yakuza table would be awesome.
Wow. Kiru Motibo.
Premier Manager. The pinball machine.
Yes, and have the little pinballs be painted up like soccer balls. That would work.
I hope that guy won't rouse
Oh, Alien Syndrome.
No, they wouldn't be able to get the rights to that. I got a feeling that getting the rights to that would be a shit fight.
Yeah, Shinobi. Shinobi would be okay. Afterburner would be better though.
The game is over, stranger.
Hey, Game Boy Brian actually says Afterburner table. Yeah, imagine putting in your coin and
The soundtrack is awesome. Hang on. Not the Prime Minister says.
Crazy Taxi Pinball.
Yeah, that'll work. Do I have music? Short music. I have to set it up. I thought I had all the music for different Sega games. Hang on. Gaming, Sega. No, I have to set it up. I was once having... Yeah, go on.
House of the Dead would be awesome. Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see if they can go back to the really old IP and just do a table on it, but people would be like, what the fuck is this game?
Sega have announced a girls' garden pinball table.
I thought you were going to go there.
Or Packer Pinball. That's it.
Is it Packer or Pacer?
Pacer.
Yeah, I think Packer makes more sense.
Yeah, because it's your Pac-Man as a car, but it also sounds a little bit racist at the same time. But, Fantasy Star Pinball.
Fantasy Star Pinball would be awesome. Alright, so getting back to the... Alright, so we got 5 out of the 15 for the ball challenge. Now we'll do the 5-minute challenge. Bubsy Pinball, get out of here. The top loader sends you.
We still need to get that top loader pinball. Still mod a funhouse machine and put a Pikachu hat on.
Isn't it a shame that he doesn't join in? Like, how good would it be to have him getting involved in Twitch?
Oh yeah, he's got natural charisma. He'd be excellent for this channel.
I don't know if it's charisma he's got something.
Green cordial, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's more like red cordial.
I fear no reptiles. I eat Hydra heads for breakfast, witch!
Hades waits for you down there.
I don't know. I'm thinking a toe jam and L pinball table might end up being shit.
I want you as a statue.
What statue?
The Streets of Rage table. No one's mentioned that.
No. No one's mentioned Alex.
The music
Kidd
would be
either.
awesome. Imagine kicking it off with the music at the opening round of Streets of Rage. Dum, dum, dum.
Oh,
And the what do you call it? The different missions would be like boss fights, with the boss fight music kicking in from Streets of Rage 2.
nice. And I imagine, like, you know, you can pick up like apples and whatnot as collectibles. I imagine, like, you know, going up a certain ramp that pops up for you get an apple, 20,000 points, something along those lines.
Hurry up, stranger!
Somebody Amigo pinball. Oh, that
would work.
I imagine that would work more like the modern music ones, where you select a song at the start and then play. No one's mentioned Shenmue yet.
See, Hercules?
I don't know how a Shenmue machine would work.
What?
Too slow paced.
Cellular
They'd have a
multi-mode.
forklift mode.
And the career mode will end on a cliffhanger. Forklift in this. Sailor multi-ball. Now I'm
Shit.
digging. Now I'm digging deep with like Alicia Dragoon. I don't think anyone remembers that game.
Thunder Force.
Thunder Force. Sewer Shark.
So shuck. Does anyone even remember that? Relax. Besides, no, was it relax? Pretend it's a game. Besides, it could be fun. Now get out there, dog meat.
That could actually work as a pinball table, actually, with the cheesy sound effects and whatnot.
Did he say dog meat? I can't remember if it was dog meat or.
It was dog meat.
Yeah. Good
I had.
doggy.
Here's the thing about that game. That game got actually. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. I got ported to the Saturn. But now I'm questioning myself. Did Sewer Shark get a Saturn port?
No.
Let
It
me
was
look.
seen as a failure.
Oh, I'm thinking of that bloody zombie game that ended up. That got a Saturn port instead. That one that light gun game where you're shooting at zombies. I forget what it's called. Bloody Corpse something.
Something Island of.
No, not Dead Island. Corpse Killer, I think that's it. Bloody hell. I don't see a I don't see a Saturn version of Sewer Shark, but I do see a 3DO version. Like bloody hell. I remember when
This
the
is
3D
so confusing because you got two tables going at once, one below, one above, and you're trying to do both at once.
Yes. I remember seeing 3DO and Harvey Norman. The console was expensive and the games were overpriced.
Well, Dreamcast was being sold for $4.99, I think it was. Back in the 2000s, like that's crazy.
I remember seeing Ready to Rumble as like a $120 game on store shelves. Let that sink in. A game that you can easily find for cheap, being sold at full price for 120 bucks.
A pinball table of Queensland. The flippers can be used as VB bottles. I saw a meme. Logan. I saw a Logan Monopoly board, and every square was go to jail.
Nice.
All right, survival.
I will make you suffer.
You are skilled indeed, stranger.
Well, that was great.
Beware of the reptiles
Dive
around
deep
here,
into the
Hercules.
Sega library.
Let's see
Maybe
what
we'll
you
need a
can
pinball
do
table,
against
which
the
is
dangerous Hydra.
interesting.
So in this mode, it doesn't matter if you lose balls. It's all down to how many points you can get within the time frame allowed.
Nice. Wait, was there ever a Mortal Kombat pinball table?
I don't think so. There was a Street Fighter one, but it was shit.
Oh, that's a shame.
Dimension history.
I can tell. Oh, the sound effects in the Mortal Kombat one would have been excellent, especially when you get multi-ball. You know, the guy yells out Mortal Kombat and he goes, yell out, Mortal multi-ball! Then
and then have the music kick in for that one.
Yeah.
Today, Hercules.
And you can have like the every time the ball bounces into the bumpers. And when you game over in the game, Shao Kahn goes, "It's official, you suck."
No, pathetic. That was pathetic. What is that from anyway?
Mortal Kombat 3.
Well, that didn't go well.
That was pathetic.
I like how a
Thank
snake
you.
spat out your bowl and it said time is up. Not the Prime Minister that says, alright, I'll be off now, take care everyone. Have a safe one, not the PM.
Thanking you. Yeah, it is getting, it is a school night. I'm going to try something different. Skyrim, Aliens. I might try Alien Isolation. Here we go. See ya! Hi. Great outfit.
Actually, I'm thinking of this now. How come we never got a Wiggles pinball table? They were
Actually, it's funny.
massive.
You said an Alien Isolation table. Well, here it is. It is one.
Welcome committee.
But think about it. Any IP that you can think of can easily be turned into a pinball machine, and they just don't do it.
True.
Something is lurking in those
you
shadows.
do have a lot
Ripley.
of tables
Be
that
careful.
do become IPs that do become tables, but they become incredibly boring tables. 'Cause you can tell the people that made them have no idea what the thing's about.
Is at 100%.
Shit.
Slow down.
Oh, Blues Brothers, the pinball table, that would work. Surprised I haven't done that one yet. Anyone's done that one yet. Game Boy Brian says, I used to be an amazing pinball player like you, but I took an arrow to the head.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Jeez. I'll do Skyrim next.
We might be
There's
in
a
trouble.
big Dungeons and Dragons
Just
movie
keep
coming.
moving.
Why haven't they made a Dungeons and Dragons pinball table? That would be
Did you hear
awesome.
that?
Actually, I'll put. Actually, no, that's going to be my next Follow Friday question, I think.
Nice to see you questioning with balls.
I just got a feeling that pinball's going to make a second comeback. It's already starting.
Good.
Because the technology that they need to get the pinball machines to, you know, do what they need it to do, are cheaper now than they were back in the day. So the pinball machines don't weigh anywhere near as much as they used to.
I have to hurry.
True. Now you're just giving me the idea to build my own table.
They're still expensive. Don't kid yourself.
I I've seen some of the features in some of the modern pinball tables. It's insane, especially ones with like vibration and whatnot. Like, how does that not trigger off the tilt?
And especially the ones that have got lots of LED screens, and the LED lighting is so bright and vibrant on the current tables now.
Watch out for hostile activity.
It's a shame. It's a shame that Williams Pinball went the way they did, because they were just on the. They were just about to release some cool technology, but people just were not patient for it.
That's a shame. I remember them always being like the master of designing pinball tables. But weren't they Atari at one point, or am I mistaken?
I think you're mistaken.
How come we never got an NBA Jam pinball table? That one would have been awesome.
Isn't it? There's a Turtles table, isn't there?
Yeah, oh yeah, play that one. It was okay from what I remember. Okay, Game Boy Brian says Williams was part of Midway. There we go. Probably for the better, because
Maybe you can
Atari's been a
something
bit of a
useful
joke for such the longest time now. It's sad. Like in the 90s, Game Boy Brian, when you thought of Atari, like that's
something
the stuff
is
my
lurking in
grandparents
those
play.
shadows, Ripley. Be careful.
The way that Alien is marching up there, it looks like a stripper. Like he's. No, you're not supposed to get on the pole and swing around.
And, oh, an alien stripper, that's going to
Watch
attract
out
different
for
kinds of
hostile
predators,
activity.
isn't it?
Oh god.
I think I know what I want
was
for
the
my...
one that I was the one that went there.
I think I know what I want for my 34th birthday now.
An alien stripper.
Yeah.
Use that.
Yeah. Oh, great. You just clip the part of the alien walking up and down, and you just play the dun 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 dun. No, it looks like it's walking down the runway in its tight leather outfit. With its shoes.
It's lycra.
Lycra.
No, what's the other one? It's not lycra. What's the other one? Latex? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Torrens is in very good order for an old M-Class.
Great. Awesome.
I'm surprised it didn't play the clip stop.
Shit.
Somehow.
Out there, Ripley.
But yeah, you know what? I might actually just give up and just get the Aliens game. Not care about whether people are playing it or not, just to enjoy the game. I don't know. I just think I'm asking you guys what you want me to stream, because I'm just struggling to work out what to put on the channel. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, he's at that stage of his life. Trying to figure out what to do creatively. Words.
Well, the most successful game that I've had on my channel, bloody Last of Us.
I remember that.
But that was only because of one raid.
Yeah, that was insane. I went in to watch it like normal, and I was like, "What's up with the numbers?"
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, all right, just keep streaming as normal. But it was weird because no one was talking. It was.
Yeah, that's always
more cautious.
Not gonna lie, creepy when you just got people lurking and not actually saying anything.
You could just picture like 50 people or whatever. No, it was 250 people just staring at the screen like that. No response.
Because that's the thing, this isn't theatre. You don't have to be silent in the crowd. It's interactable television, essentially.
Yeah, but that's
something.
I can't expect people who are sitting there watching. It's nice if they do interact, but it's not something that I should demand.
True. That's like demanding respect.
That's on me to do something in the stream that makes them want to react. That's the point. That's why you can only do so much with call to what they call it, call to action. Actually, you know what? Well, there's not enough viewers to do a poll. Polls don't work when you've only got 4 or 5 people watching.
Confidence level is at 100%. We might be in trouble. Enemies approaching your position.
God damn.
We don't have time for this.
Game Boy Bruno, because although most of them not talking would be a tad bit creepy, wouldn't it? That's what I was saying before.
Yeah, it was.
It's like, oh, I know what it's like. Have you ever seen the movie The Birds, the Alfred Hitchcock movie?
I've never watched it.
Or are you familiar with the scene where the people are just walking down the town and just all the birds are just staring at them?
No.
It's creepy. That's how I picture it.
The new Aliens game does look good. Well, not new, but
Sevastopol's a supply depot in the region.
The new version.
Okay, I'll come to you.
There's a new one coming out.
Well, they've been talking about that for 4 or 5 years now.
Oh.
I have to hurry.
Right, didn't you know?
No.
Metroid Prime just got remastered. They
Oh,
shadow dropped it.
Is that the Aliens game you're talking about?
Yeah, didn't you know that?
I pre-ordered that yesterday, actually.
So what are you talking about then?
I thought you were talking about an actual Aliens game, not Metroid.
Oh, not Aliens, Metroid. Sorry, god damn it. It's the same thing.
It is, really.
What's
It
happening
really
out there,
is.
Ripley?
It's just Aliens at home, except half the time the Metroid stuff is much better quality than the actual Alien stuff, which is crazy.
Much better.
We are on our own.
I know I'm going to bring this up as I always do. I was watching old episodes of The Zone again.
Oh, God.
I know.
What do you do? You're just like, okay, it's Tuesday, now it's time to watch The Zone.
Yep, I put on...
Wednesday, now it's time for Skippy.
I put on my my Cult of Aussie TV uniform on, play it on my shrine, and then I go zone. But one thing I liked about that show was every now and then. Oh, about the cock. Sorry. But every now and then they also reviewed arcade games at Time Zone. Well,
that was Tim. That was usually Tim's gig. Was Tim Smith in those sections?
Yes, I believe it was him and Amos.
Hurry!
Nintendo, right? He was a Nintendo writer. He was a writer for the Nintendo.
Not the guy that writes Nick off. Personally, I don't think Nick knows what he's talking about.
No.
That's just like, what? I know they're trying to create rivalry, but
that was a bitch move, to be honest. But
at least let the other guy know.
Yeah, that sort of comes up as just a bit of a bitch move.
I know they were trying to create like
something useful,
just a little bit of friendly banter, but it just came across as a little bit bitchy.
Yeah.
Something.
But one of the interesting arcade machines that they reviewed, they did review the Aliens light gun machine.
Oh right.
And well, their thoughts was it looks really cool, but it gets incredibly repetitive really fast. Which yeah, that's a case for a lot of those. But one of the games they also showed was like Killer Instinct, but this was like a very early version where the they were still
advertising the Nintendo 64 or the Ultra 64.
Ultra 64, and some of those characters had their original names too, like they weren't updated. Like for example, the fire guy named Cinder, but in the original version he was called Meltdown.
Oh right.
So it was weird seeing all of that. So it was like quite an alpha build, like an alpha build. Well, I guess it would be beta at that point. excuse me, beta at that point.
Thanks, man.
Beta at that point because it was being played for testing. Because that's the
Just
thing I noticed
keep
about the
moving.
games they reviewed was
Sleep well.
they were exclusive to time zone. So I'm guessing they were all like the test units.
That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, I wish
It's
I
one
knew
thing
what
to
it-
get beta versions of Mega Drive or console games in general, but to get a beta version of an arcade game, that's extra special.
Oh yeah.
Sleep well.
Is there
God
anyone
damn it.
safe left on the station?
Other arcade machines
Watch
I
out
saw
for
in review was
hostile activity.
one was a Virtua
Enemies
Fighter,
approaching your position.
and they played the original arcade Virtua Fighter. For some reason, that original arcade version is just broken as hell. They fixed it for the console versions, but what other ones did they play that were interesting? They played this 3D tank game from Atari. They played oh, here's the thing. You know how massive Daytona USA was in Australia, or
Yes.
still is. 1 week on the show, they reviewed Ridge Racer. It's like, oh, it's a pretty okay game. The next week, Daytona USA, and they were just like, their jaws had just dropped the entire time. They were just absolutely
it was,
amazed.
for me, it was just unbelievable that I went into, it wasn't Time Zone, it was Galaxy or something like that, and I saw Ridge Racer and loved the music, loved how cool the graphics looked, and just how advanced compared to other racing games were at the time. And finished pumping a few dollars into that, walked away super hype after that. Wow, that was so cool. Went next door to Time Zone, and they got this new one called Daytona. I don't even know what a Daytona is, but back then that was what I was thinking. Played that. I was just like, this is even better than the other one I was playing. What the hell? The graphics were just way more advanced for the time.
For the time, the music, it just had the perfect atmosphere, perfect controls, and come on, who doesn't love a big giant Sonic carved into the rock on the map?
That was, yeah, awesome to see.
Watch out for hostile
That was,
activity.
but I think the time that, and we're talking about that era when Sega were just showing off. They were just like absolute kings of the arcade, and they put out the R360. That was just Sega showing off. They were just taunting the opposition.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. My battery's... God damn it. These headphones tonight.
Clear.
Is it working again?
It's on, Ripley.
Yeah, to kick back in.
Clear.
I think the battery might be going in it. I don't know.
Oh no. But this review that I saw of Daytona USA, let's just say the score they gave it, they said this. I kid you not, they said, if God was an arcade machine, he'd be Daytona USA. That was the review score.
Warning. Something is closing on you.
Cameron's there.
Cameron's is fast approaching. Everyone say hello.
We're just about to
Cam.
finish the stream.
Great.
And he kicks in. What? How you doing, Cameron?
Nice to see you got out of bed.
You make jokes, but...
I like how he says since Spacey thinks 3 a.m. is... That's just breakfast time to you, Cameron.
The docking clamps are engaging.
No, he sends me a message at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Do you want to come over? I'm like, no, man, the day's already just about done. I'm thinking about wrapping up for the day. If you want me to organise anything, it's got to be either organised the day before or at least before 11 o'clock in the morning.
For an old M class.
This is gonna sound
hear
strange,
that?
but I kind of agree with that. Like, not for
I
visitors.
want to know
or
what's
anything.
going. Yeah, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, but
Plan.
But thinking of time like 3 p.m., he wants to come over. You gotta, incorporate travel time because in reality, it's like, sure, I'll see at 3 p.m., but in reality, it's probably more like ends up
4 or
being like
5.
5 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot later. Like I'm like that with Woolies trips. Like when I go for my walks, I'm like, I'm gonna go downtown 3 p.m. Nah, by the time I get there, it'll be like 4 o'clock, and I don't want to deal with anything at that time.
And that's the board dead.
Be more cautious, Ripley.
Oh no.
I think that's game over. That was a long game. Yep, game over. I hate how the music stops for this. That was a new high score. Cool. Is there any table that you want to see? You know what? Back to the Future table.
Back to the future.
Marty, it's your kids, goddammit. Wait a minute, I added a bit of a salty twist to that one. Marty, it's your kids. Have you seen the Back to the Future movies before?
What, the originals?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I only asked that because earlier on the stream you said...
Yeah.
I think you know where I'm going with this.
Announcement? Wait. I didn't know you could do announcements. If you have suggestions for what you would like to see Spaceys play on the stream, don't be afraid to ask. And then Cameron kicks in with Family Guy Pinball, and I say no.
Crap, you know what you forgot to do, don't you, Spaceman?
What?
You forgot to set up the Balan Wonderworld challenge again.
Oh shit! Did I?
Yeah.
Wait up! It's got to be done. So we're going to start it today. Otherwise, we'll just forget. Got to get 500,000 points. I think it is. Let me just go to the. Thanks for the reminder. If you guys is it goals? Settings? No. Viewer reward, edit points, manage rewards and challenges. All right, you guys need to get 100,000 points, arcade points, in 30 days. And we're starting it now. There we go.
1985 alternative.
Oh wow, I can do announcements.
This is an announcement. Thank you.
You're gonna shoot the ball, why not do it with some skill?
Oh, it's up, it's up, and
careful not to run into your other self.
You two
there we go,
related?
2,000 for the bread bin. Wish I can give more, because I've got more than enough points to actually accomplish the goal.
Oh, the book is on Biff's dashboard. You two related?
And I know Cameron's going to complain about something because that's what Cameron does.
You might want to change the camera angle too, because you can't see the pinball table.
Ah, sorry. Ah!
I'll take the blame for that one.
If you're gonna shoot the ball, why not do it with some skill? I see you've been practicing at some point
Yeah,
in the
you
past.
said early on before you hadn't seen E.T., haven't you?
That's right. But I know the story. I know. I read the book when I was a kid.
Right. And all I can say is you really don't need to watch that movie. It's not necessary viewing. In fact, I believe they've come up with a word for E.T. from that movie based on having a fear of E.T. It's a legit fear.
Hoverboard multi-ball.
I've been afraid of aliens that look like penises.
I was thinking he looked more like a mutated Nutrigrain.
You two related?
Besides, if you want movies that are better than E.T., watch the Short Circuit films with Johnny Five.
Or the Navigator.
The Navigator. Fly the Navigator?
Yeah, Fly the Navigator, sorry.
I need to watch that one. I heard good things about it. I also need to watch The Last Starfighter as well. I've heard good things about that one as well.
Enemy Mine.
Oh, that's a classic, that one.
Mickey Mouse.
Dashboard. You two related?
Yes, I knew Cameron was going to say the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, fuck that movie to the moon and back.
It's a good movie, but then again, I grew up with it, so there's a bit of a difference.
It's
there.
just so anyone that thinks that movie is good is only saying that because of nostalgia. It is a shit movie. and it set back video game adaptations at least 20 years. Because no one would take video games licenses seriously after that.
I don't know, the Mortal Kombat one was pretty good.
That was
Makes time travel
at least 4 or 5 years later.
capacitor.
It took it just made people not really take video game adaptations seriously. It just made it harder.
Here's the crazy
No one's made a Pac-Man movie. And that spins me out. That could kill. That could be so damn a cartoon or something.
Trying to think, the craziest memory I have of the Mortal Kombat movie was when I was living in Shepparton, a really shit town in Victoria, and they had a drive-in there, and that drive-in was playing the Mortal Kombat movie. Although I never watched it because I was too afraid to watch it, because after playing the game, it's like, oh man, it's going to have to be an R-rated movie to get all the blood and guts in there. No, it was far from gory, that movie, but it was still quite decent. Although the Goro animatronic looks. It has an age rail, it looks faker than CG. When it's real.
What the hell is a gigawatt anyway? Best video game movie of all time?
Oh.
I think Sonic 2. Sonic 1. Sonic 1.
Yeah, Sonic 1's okay, but I've seen better.
Be careful! You don't want to get struck.
For me, it has to be Mortal Kombat.
There's something about Mortal Kombat though that just looks like it was filmed in a studio, in a big warehouse studio. It doesn't look genuine and real.
Cameron says, "Have you ever seen The Wizard?"
I actually haven't. I want to see that.
I would not call that a video game movie though. It's a movie about video games. It's not based on video games. It's more like a movie about video game players.
It's been buried here for 70 years, 2 months, and 13 days. Astounding. We just bought us some time.
It was an advertisement. It was just a 2-hour commercial.
Oh, do you know what really bothered me about that movie?
That the guy knows how to use the warp whistle.
Yes, on a game that no one's ever...
And the game hasn't even been seen before. That'd be like the guy on Games Master expecting to know how to play Mario 64 on that challenge when that's the first time he's seen it.
Travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Do you think they stitched him up?
Yeah, the Games Master guy.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Is that the Mario 64 guy?
Yeah.
And
he had a dummy spit on the show, basically saying, "Well, when you guys stitched me up, I think that it's a bit unfair and stuff." This is like such a whinge. It's so funny, actually.
Sorry, when you say stitch, I'm just picturing he's lying on the table.
No.
Mario
When I say stitch up, it means a setup. Come on, you should know Aussie lingo.
I have no idea if it was a setup or not. All I know is it ended up being a damn entertaining game.
Because he had a huge dummy spit.
Oh. I'm trying to think. I don't recall seeing many dummy spits on TV. The only one I can think of is, do you remember, what was it, Midday, when the politicians got into a fist fight on live TV?
Oh, no, I'm Ron Casey.
Yeah.
Calls me chicken.
50 years of sports statistics.
Seeing Ron Casey punch that dude live on TV was funny. It's just a midday talk show and they're getting all heated up.
I bet you the other politicians are like, oh, finally someone's gone into a fight, because you know that the tension's so high in Parliament, they always want to, they want to beat the crap out of each other, right?
Oh no, it's like Italy Parliament.
I'm just picturing the Prime Minister walks in with like one of those wrestling masks, and it's like Parliament's in session, and they just ring the wrestling bell. They're all strangling each other.
Ding, ding, ding.
Turns into a Royal Rumble.
What makes time travel
Cameron says,
possible?
"Who is this imposter? That's not Christopher Lloyd."
So yeah, they couldn't get Christopher Lloyd for this. It's just impersonators.
I don't think they could get him for the original pinball table either. Do you remember the original Back to the Future table? How you got like
No.
It's weird because they got like this Back to the Future art, but it's Doc and Marty on it, but it's obviously not Doc and Marty. But it's like a weird recreation of the
I don't know why they can't do it. I mean, it's all they're asking them to do is just spit a few lines into a mic and call it a day. Oh yeah, that's right. On this table, I got a really that was a good score that I got before. 388 million.
Okay, I think I'm wrong about the table. I think I'm referring to the ad itself.
So far, we've only got 4,000 points raised for the Ballon Wonderworld Challenge. If you guys get 100,000 points raised within a month, I will play that game on the stream. And that's the only way I'll play it. Why do you want to see Family Guy people? This is shit.
It's funny, my impersonation of Peter Griffin's laugh isn't that much different from the nanny's laugh.
What are you doing, Mr. Swanson?
Joe, that was so close.
Yeah.
I like the graphics on this. Wait a minute, is this just a reskinned version of the Bob Burgers and the Iron Man tables?
Yes.
There's ramps.
They're just like ramps.
It's boring.
The music is just generic bullshit.
You know what? You have been an awesome pinball table, right? Married with children.
Yeah, actually it would. Yeah, in the chat, what's a pinball game you'd like to see?
I scored 4 multi-balls in a single game.
Simpsons was the Simpsons pinball machine was the first time I'd even seen anything to do with the Simpsons. It came out before the show was aired in Australia.
Good so far. Perfect.
Did you know that?
You've mentioned this before, but yeah.
It's just such a weird thing to release a table and no one knows what the freaking game is about.
Wasn't that the case with the arcade machine as well?
Joe, I got a deck of cards you can put in your wheels to look cool.
Was that so?
Wasn't it the same case with the arcade machine as well?
That was real.
No, the arcade machine came out, I think it was like a couple seasons in.
It's kind of nice.
Wow!
Yeah,
but I'd much rather the Turtles machine.
Oh yeah, I remember that used to be it was everywhere in Tasmania, and that was a good.
Because it was one of the first games where the theme song of the show that they're, trying to do the game based on was blaring so clearly and so loud.
That was bloody awesome.
Someplace where a TV is.
Konami just got that machine, right.
Yeah, Konami were on fire with some of their licensed tables at the time. Like
now they're just on fire.
I know. I like the X-Men arcade game, although I've never seen the original arcade machine in person, but I've seen pictures, and that has got to be one of the most uncomfortable looking arcade machines I've ever seen, with the 6 players all spread out. Like, player 1 and player 6 are like, it's like they're facing each other, so you can't even see the screen unless you turn your head. It's that uncomfortable. Whereas I remember seeing both the 2-player and 4-player versions of Ninja Turtles, and that was perfectly comfortable. But yeah, I remember now seeing by the time I saw Simpsons Arcade in Australia, Tekken was already out in the arcade scene, and that blew my family's mind back in the day. A 3D fighter, a really good 3D fighter in the arcades. because we were just used to stuff like Street Fighter 2 at the time, maybe Virtua Fighter, but it looked a bit too blocky back in the day to be impressive. Whereas with Tekken, it's like they actually look like people; that they don't look like weird, chipped out pieces of wood.
They didn't look like an MTV film clip. Dire Straits.
Yes, I still. Every time I see, funny enough, every time I see the game Minecraft, that Dire Straits music video always comes to mind.
Ah, God, straight down the guts. I have to re-edit this SpongeBob video because they didn't like me adding in the intro in full because everything... Cameron! You know... Oh my God, as if you didn't realize that that was going to be a problem. Putting in an entire intro for a cartoon. Oh yeah, they're going to like that.
Oh, this is fun, huh?
This is gonna sound strange, but I've been watching like old videotape rips of like pay TV channels, and one of the Cartoon Network tapes I watched had a like a G-rated pilot for Family Guy on there, which is strange. Right. Yeah, because the stress Seth MacFarlane went through trying to put the show on the air was just, well, obviously stressful, but it got to the point where they made a G-rated version to see if you know, that channel will pick it up, and it is just weird because it uses like the old version, the original design for Peter is just like a little old man.
Yeah.
I mean, the cartoon itself was fine. I mean, all it was just him buying the dog from like the pet shop. It's just them getting the talking dog. Like the original joke is because you know how the dog can talk, right?
Yeah. Yes,
the original joke as to why Peter could understand Brian is because he's so dumb that he thinks like an animal. Yeah. And therefore he can understand the dog. That was the joke.
But then they turned Brian super smart.
Yeah. So it's just, but you can tell like the Family Guy humor was there, even though it was a bit more G-rated. Like one of the common gags was just like plane crashes. And but one of the bigger running gags was every brand was called like quality product, and the running gag is the Q falls off of every sign that says quality.
Good. So it just says quality.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Them's fighting words, Cameron. Put up your Daisy Duke. No, put up your Dukes. So they're going for a brawl.
Good.
South Park's better than both of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think the sound bites add anything to this game. Although this is better than the burger.
Yeah, this one's a bit less boring. Although it's still pretty shit.
Good. That means progress.
Giggity.
God damn it.
It's kind of nice.
A police spokesperson was quoted
What
as saying,
about Duckman, Cameron? You're forgetting Duckman.
I was going like 41.
Good. Progress.
Have you figured out what we should play next on the stream? Oh, God damn it.
Oh no.
So far, the only definitive answer we've come up with is on the next stream we're going to play something else.
Thanks, man.
Do you have the Nintendo service? Because there's some Game Boy games that might be worth streaming.
Alright, we could do a Game Boy Advance stream. Actually, you know what? Super Mario Bros. Free.
Good choice, and that's...
Because I've already streamed that once before, and I enjoy that version.
I love that
Just
version.
what I
too.
needed.
I love that version too, especially since they've added in like all the e-reader stuff into it without the
Yeah.
need of having all the e-reader cards. So essentially, it's like, but I like to dub it Mario Brothers Free Gold Edition because it's got all the expansions in it.
Play trombone champion.
I miss Cameron. I misread that. Instead of you saying play trombone champion, I misread it's like play trombone champ.
Yeah, I don't think so. He just gifted it to me, right? He sends it to me on Steam. No announcement or anything. He just sends it. Play that. What? No, I don't want to. I have no interest in that game.
Well, I can safely say that the game blows.
And on that note, we're going to end the stream. But just a reminder, for the next 10 or so days, I'm basically home alone. So,
like the movie.
Yeah, like the movie. Home by myself, I'll say it better.
Watch out for the wet bandits.
Look at Cameron stumbling to try and find that sound effect.
I'm just picturing me and Cameron rocking up to your door, and you got like the traps waiting for us, like throwing the paint tins at us, throwing bricks at us. You haven't seen that movie, haven't you?
Boys and girls.
What's that?
The master
You haven't seen
of
Home Alone,
fatalities
if I
is
recall.
here.
No,
in the
I said
chat.
it this.
Paulie
How you doing,
Quanti
Polyquan?
V.
I haven't watched Home Alone. I haven't watched E.T. There was a few other ones. I watched The Goonies for the first time last year.
How did you like that one?
I liked it, and I wish I had seen that when I was a kid.
Same here. I didn't. I'm sorry, I'm taking over again. But funny enough, I saw that one late too.
Shut the hell up, Cameron. Yeah,
First time I saw The Goonies was only a couple of years ago, and I loved it.
Yeah, I wish I had seen it when I was a kid. I'm trying to think though. I think Goonies is probably one of the better movies of the 80s.
Can't get away with a movie like that though these days.
Especially with the dick falling off the statue. I kind of like that though. I kind of like the innocent humor that. Of course, a boy's gonna find that funny, like as if they wouldn't. How late were you both to the party? Yeah, but we're still. And the jokes didn't land to me now. Watching it now, that's the problem with watching something from the 80s now. I don't think I'd want to watch E.T. because I already know what happens. Gabriel Bryant, Spaceys remind me if I ever play games on Steam someday, never add Cameron as a friend on there, just because of all the. Okay, yeah, okay. Vegas is conflicting with Twitch for some reason.
Sony Vegas.
It's not Sony anymore.
It's not?
Nah, they don't own it. They gave that up.
Oof, poor guy.
All right. On that note, I think we're going to go to do the credits and then roll out.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching. Sorry, just low energy. It is late in the night now for me. And I got work tomorrow. I tried to get the next 2 weeks off from work. I couldn't do it. I just, couldn't afford to give me time off. So, working tomorrow. Sorry, Paulie Kwan, you caught us on the tail end. I'll be back again on Tuesday, streaming something. I don't even know what yet. Not Balan Wonderworld though.
Bubsy.
Bubsy. Yeah, no, good one. And not an NHL 94. No. All right, anyway, these are the people that made today's stream just that little bit more awesomer. If we wait for it, there's not going to be any good eggs. Oh, no, we did have a new follower who didn't leave any comments. Did you notice that?
Yes. Just they
followed
and then they
followed and ran. Followed and ran.
We got hit and run, guys.
Welcome to the stream. Run. Run. Yeah, we had Guard Dog 11. Thank you for the follow. And that's it. That's all that happened tonight. Oh no. Yeah, you guys only make the suggestions on all the shit games. You guys are useless. I'm just calling it now. Chat, you guys suck. Don't go suggesting the shit games. Suggest something that you'd actually want me to play. And don't say Sonic 06.
No.
Anyway.
No one deserves to play that one.
I would like to... nah, let it go. I was going to suggest maybe one day they should reboot it and remaster it and fix it. But no, let it go.
Fans tried that and still shit.
Let it go.
Well, excuse me, princess.
My name's been Brian. I've been gaming since Spaceys, and thank you for joining me, Emerald Rangers.
No problem. And yeah, thank you for making my birthday entertaining.
Is it today?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Turned the big 33.
I didn't know it was today.
Yeah, unfortunately. Although, to be honest, when you reach this stage where your birthday just feels like another day, doesn't...
Well, happy birthday to Emerald Rangers. He's now 50.
I feel like.
It's been a tough year.
Oh, yeah. In and out
And
of
on that
hospital,
note...
Head fell off a few times.
And on that note, I'm going to leave it at that. Bye, all.
Dog whizzed on my rug.
Anything else?
My fish walked away from me.
All right, bye.